Oh, there you go.
Chick says he got a new razor coming out now.
It doesn't come with any hair or nothing.
You can shave your back or your butt. Anything you like.
You can try to whisper in yours, neighbor, but you can't with a knife in your back.
You can shave that bastard while he's sitting down on the TV. While he's sitting on the TV.
You can shave his nuts. Or his pee-pee.
He might stare at you for a moment, but don't you worry, he likes it, you know.
What are you doing with that razor? I'm shaving your nuts, sir.
The new Chick razor.
Shaving your neighbor's nuts. You got me lightheaded on that one.
You like how tender I was when I...
Yeah. That's what made it really funny, I think.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, I guess it's time. 3, 2, 1, 7 o'clock. What's going on? What's going on? How's it going? Eric, how you doing, sir? Nyoka Johnson, welcome. Good to see you. And of course, Billy starting it off saying that I won't, but I will. I did, in fact. I did. But how's it going, guys? It's good to see you. It's good to see everybody on this Tuesday. My hands are cold. Man, wife keeps it cold in this house. Okay? Even in the summertime, when it's 100 degrees outside, it's still cold in here. Sometimes I have to go outside just to warm up a little bit. But yeah, we're doing the thing. We're doing the liquid thing. We're doing some showing off some stuff. We're gonna talk about some news and we're gonna do all of it. All of it. So yeah, if you see the poll that is up right now, I'm just gonna be straight up with you. There's not one, but there's two. There's two liquid tastings going on tonight. Okay, so whatever wins the first one, of course, will win, and then the two losers will go into the second round with another liquid. So here we go. Peanut butter and grape jam monster This stuff is great. I've had it many times. These next two I've never had. Never had. Bam's Captain Cannoli, and this is a supposedly all it says is it's a cannoli flavor with cream and then a yellow cereal. Now I think corn pops, but I don't know. I've never had this before. It was high rated, so there you go. And then the last one is a creamy strawberry milk, rich and flavorful. Again, this company has made some good stuff before. So I thought, why not? And Bucho is here. Oops. I hit the wrong button. Bucho is here. Welcome, Bucho. Good to see you, sir. How you doing? How you doing? But yeah, I mean, look, there's all kinds of things going on this week. This last week has been kind of like there's just been a lot going on. So let's just get into some of it. Just to let you know, on Thursday at the Fort Worth Indie Film Showcase, Adventures in Game Chasing will be playing at the Fort Worth Indie Film Showcase. And then, as I mentioned last week, we're up for 2 awards, one for Best Comedy and Best Overall. And that will be on Saturday night. But that is happening, and I'm excited. I bought my ticket today. So we're good to go. And actually, that actually makes me wonder, did they send me a ticket? How does that work? Check out success. Okay. Oh, okay. Just go to, okay. Okay. I just go to get my ticket. Okay. No big deal. No big deal. What does this say? Oh, yeah, okay. Okay. So that's a thing. That's definitely a thing. I'm excited. I mean, again, it's one of those things where you're like, do we really get excited about this? You know, do we get like super pumped up? I mean, it's the Fort Worth Indie Film Showcase, so it's gonna be mostly Texas films. It's not gonna be like Win and Can or anything like that. But you know, it's still cool. It's still cool to get the recognition, and hopefully we'll see what happens. I mean, we'll see. Yeah. And Ted Milich, welcome, sir. Good to see you. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully at the very least we can network with some people, and you know, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? I mean, it could be absolutely nothing, but hopefully we get to meet some people and see what happens, you know? Hopefully we'll win. We'll win everything. And we'll just flip tables over and just go nuts and take the judges and fart in their faces. I don't think they'd go for that. I don't think they would go for that. But anyway, yeah. That's what's going on. Tech. Who's Tech? Bucho. Who's Tech? As in Clone Wars Tech? I mean Ted. I know you meant Ted. I know you did. But let's see. What else can we do? What else can we do right now? Hey, let me show you this is one of those things that not everybody cares about. So let's get it over with at the beginning of the show. I finished A Knife of Dreams, or Knife of Dreams. Not A or the, just Knife of Dreams. This is book 11 of The Wheel of Time. It was pretty dang good. I was getting a little irritated in the middle because it was like, would you just get on with it? You know? And again, the biggest problem with Robert Jordan up to this point is that there will be 2 people having a conversation, but in between lines of dialogue, he'll have the explanation of what the person's thinking. And then by the end you get to that paragraph, you get to the next line in the dialogue, you're like, I don't remember what the conversation is because you went off on this tangent. So that's annoying. But overall, the story is really good. I've really been enjoying it. So I finished that one last week, and then I zoomed, like totally zoomed through the first book in the Dark Tower, The Gunslinger. It took me 4 days to read it. Which I know there's probably people that are like, oh, I read that in 6 hours. Yeah, probably. If I would have gone straight through, sure. Yeah, I probably would have done that too, but I didn't. I like to, listen to the audiobook, and read along and all that kind of stuff, and just get into it, and it be the focus. This isn't like, how like people put music on in the background. Yeah, that's not me. No, when I'm ready to sit down and listen to some music, there's nothing else going on. I'm focused on the music. And honestly, a lot of music just isn't made for that. Music sometimes is just, in a lot of ways, is disposable. But good music, you should be able to focus in on it and dig it and love it. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's how I was with The Gunslinger. I liked it. And in fact, I think I'd read it before, but I did not remember the end. So it was cool to go through that again. And it's very different than most Stephen King, in the way that it's presented. It's presented differently. So I'm curious to see how things will go, along with that. And then the next book on the list is rereading The Two Towers, because I'm going through all these, right? I'm going through all the history of Middle Earth stuff, right? And in that, I couldn't remember. I've only read The Two Towers once, so I'm going through that again. And of course, I'm enjoying it. Dude, it's freaking Tolkien. Of course, I'm gonna love it. But what's also interesting that I'm doing this time that I didn't have the last time is the Lord of the Rings companion. That came with another set that I have, and it basically, I read a chapter, listen to a chapter, and I'm reading it along with it, and it helps me retain, right? And then I read the chapter in the companion, and it kind of breaks down some of the stuff in the chapter that I just read, which is awesome. I love it. So, hey, that's what I'm doing. So in 1 week, basically gone through, I finished one book, blew through one, and then started a new one. So there you go. Been a while since I've read any Stephen King. I still say that he's probably one of my favorites, period. In fact, he is one of my favorites. I love the way that I guess in stories, the most important thing is to keep the reader interested, right? And I love the fact that, you get to the end of a chapter and he usually will say something that makes you go, oh crap, here we go. I gotta just keep going. I keep turning the page. I love that. I love a book that I just don't want to put down, So Stephen King is the man, and The Dark Tower is his magnum opus, and I've never read it. So yeah, of course I need to read it, So we're now, as far as Stephen King goes, we're in uncharted territory, I didn't read any Drawing of the Three or anything past that. So as far as the Dark Tower series, so I'm really interested. I know I've already know some spoilers just from things over the years. Somebody said, oh yeah, and when they did that in Dark Tower, and I'm like, what? I didn't know that, So I'm a big no spoiler guy, if you haven't noticed. And it's just because I don't like things ruined. I want to experience things for myself. So anyway, doing Dark Tower, and and then of course reading through Tolkien's stuff. Which again, I will say the history of Middle Earth, they're more, I would almost say, I don't know, it's almost like the history of it. Well, it is the history of Middle Earth, but you know what I mean? It's like, it's not a story. It's not a narrative. It's more like research in a way. But I like that because I like seeing the changes that were made and when, and like Aragorn was, instead of him being the king, he was another hobbit named Trotter. That's what I didn't know. I mean, like, I didn't know that. That's the kind of cool stuff that I've been learning, I guess, reading the Tolkien stuff. Never read The Hobbit. If you've read Lord of the Rings, but you've never read The Hobbit is much more, it starts out at least a lot easier to read, and it's almost like childlike until you get to the last, I'd say, quarter of the book. And the last quarter is when things ramp up and start to get a little more serious and things like that. And then Lord of the Rings is more serious all the way through it. It's not as whimsical, I guess, as The Hobbit is. But I mean, I love Tolkien, so. And then the Silmarillion was the one that, for years I was just stuck on it. I never read it. Tried to read it and was like, nah. But it was when that was the whole thing about me finding audiobooks. Not just finding audiobooks, but realizing that listening to the audiobook while I'm reading it, I guess because maybe I have some sort of ADHD, it helps me retain, and it's just great. And I blew through Silmarillion and Unfinished Tales and loved it. I mean, they're so good because it's all the stuff that they reference in The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings that you're like, I don't know what that is. You find out those stories and it's awesome. And then when you get further along, then it becomes more, here's how he crafted the stories and stuff like that, which not a whole lot of people are into, but I really have been digging it. So there you go. Would Stephen King be in your top 3 kings? Yeah. Along with King Arthur and King Trombones. I don't know. King does there's a company named King that makes trombones. Actually makes brass instruments, I think. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't know. Sure. Bucho. Sure. In Deep Geek is a good YouTube channel for Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones stuff. Okay. And does The Witcher too. Okay. What is up, Rob Rivera? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, I was just talking about books and stuff. What about King Charles? Cosma, I got to tell you. I don't know anything about King Charles, so I can't really say. All I know is that me personally, Stephen King would definitely be in the top ones. So look at this. So right now, Cereal Cannoli is winning. So just to break it down for those of you who weren't here at the very beginning, there are two that we're going to do tonight. Okay. So this is the first 3. Whatever wins goes in the first one. And then the losers will advance to the second round along with another liquid that I haven't shown you yet. And we'll do another poll. See, we'll just, we just kind of keep it rolling. You know what I mean? Just keep it going. That's what we do. That's what we do here. I say that. It's never happened before. Never done it this way. And now we're tied. We're tied between the grape, jam, and peanut butter monster, which I've had before many, many times. Many times. The cereal cannoli, which is supposed to be a cannoli with the cream cannoli, right? But with, I'm guessing, corn pops because it says yellow cereal. Now, that could be Cheerios, I guess? Or Cap'n Crunch? I don't know. All I know is I'm down. I'm down to try it. And it's one of those top rated blah, blah, blah. And then the last one is strawberry milk, which is right now in third place. Peanut butter and grape jam has sprung to the lead. Oh my God. So we'll see. We'll see who wins. We'll see who wins. We'll give it a few more minutes. A few more minutes. What about his Grace King Joffrey Baratheon, first of his name? No. And Burger King Billy? No. No. By the way, Billy, there was something I was going to tell you. Damn it. Kingpin? There you go. Naoka. There you go. And look, we've also got Matt here. Retro Wolf 88 is also here. Welcome. Good to see you. I think I just missed his explanation of what the hell cereal cannoli. That's stupid. What is with the heart, man? What is with the hearts? The heart thing, it blocks part of the text. It should be in a different spot. Why is it there? I mean, I'm glad it's there. You guys can, oh, look, hey, we like it. Okay, cereal cannoli is supposed to be a cannoli with a yellow cereal. That's what it says. See, there you go. There's the hearts. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Cereal cannoli. It's supposed to be a yellow cereal. Now, I don't know what that means. Is it Cheerios? Is it Corn Pops? Is it Captain Crunch? Because I got to tell you, Cheerios, but Captain Crunch or Corn Pops? Dude, it'd be funny if it just tastes like corn. Like vaping corn. Kingsman? Wait, Cosmo, don't forget on your top 3 kings, you have The Three Kings. Oh, yeah, Three Kings. I mean, that movie was okay. The movie was okay, but hey. Kingsman, yes. Not a fan of the heart thing. I don't even know. That's just a new thing, I think, with YouTube. But still haven't seen Kingsman, though. I have seen the first Kingsman. I didn't see the second one, or The King's Man. I haven't seen yet. Yellow cereal is when you run out of milk and have no other options. Rob, have you watched Bodies, Bodies, Bodies yet? I don't know if I know what that is. Am I gonna get? Is this gonna be? Okay, no. I've heard of it. This is the movie. I have heard of it. No, I have not. Apparently, it's available on Showtime. Wow, that's bright. Lee Pace, Pete Davidson. Those are the only 2 people I know on there. A24 film, it's good. I think you'll dig it. Okay. All right. Let me see. Is it available on Paramount Plus now? With Showtime? I'm guessing so. Kingsman is so good. It is pretty good. A Farewell to Kings. I don't know that one. But yeah. Get out of here, IMDb, with your ads. Jeez. Oh. Okay, Billy, I'll do that. I'll do that. The girl from Borat 2 and Guardians 3 is in that. Leon, welcome. Good to see you, sir. Custard? Hey, I like the custards as far as vaping goes. Vanilla custard? Come on. It can be really good. Can't think of anything else yellow. I mean, I don't know. Custard and mustard. Now that would be something gross. I've always said that it would be funny if they made food flavors. Like what are you vaping today? Oh, chicken chow mein. Why? No. Stop it. But I mean, it could be one of those things. I don't know. I guess if it was done right. But they actually made a ravioli one, and they said, yeah, it tastes like ravioli, but it's gross. And I'm like, I don't think I want to try that. There was it's kind of like goldfish that were pizza flavored. Remember those? You know, pizza flavored goldfish. All it is like the seasoning on top, right? That just makes, it's just, it's like nacho cheese, right? Little seasoning on top. Those flavorings could probably be put in e-liquid. That would be disgusting. It's like, what are you vaping? Cheese and broccoli? Ooh. Sweet and sour chicken finger vape flavor. That is so bad. That is so bad. Or I'm trying to think of the things that like, I'm sure some of you have worked in offices before, Have you ever had that person that for some reason always microwaves the worst food ever and it just makes the whole kitchen smell like butthole? You know what I'm talking about? I'm wondering if that would be the thing with vape. I mean, like could you come up with a flavoring that was so off-putting that other people would just get like completely grossed out? I don't know. I'd love to see you make a video reviewing Butt Boy. Well, see, yeah, no, I don't think so. Extra virgin olive oil with MSG. Oyster juice. Oh, but I was thinking about like an actual, like a meal, you know, almost like an everlasting gobstopper, you know, where it's, you know, multiple, you know, like, oh, on the inhale, I get, you know, I don't know, turkey with giblet gravy. And then when I exhale, I get cranberry sauce. You got to trust me on this one, not trolling. I don't know about Butt Boy, man. Just the name sounds awful. And usually, see, here's the thing. Usually it's got to be something where, I don't know, man. Butt Boy, you talking about 2019 Tyler Rice? Detective Fox loves work and alcohol. After going to AA, his sponsor Chip becomes the main suspect in his investigation of a missing kid. Fox also starts to believe that people are disappearing up Chip's butt. Is that the movie? Is this the movie? That's it, huh? Okay, well, I mean, I don't know. Seems, that seems like it's kind of like a risky click, you know? Trust me? Okay. Are coffee flavor vapes a thing? They are. They are. In fact, this one right here. This is a hazelnut coffee flavor. And it is awesome. It's awesome. It's really, really good. Tastes great. Because here's the thing. As far as vaping goes, you can get like you can vape something a lot and you get what's called vapor's tongue, which is where your tongue just kind of gets desensitized to that flavor and it starts tasting like nothing. So then you taste, you try something like this with a coffee or a mint or something like that. And what it does is it basically shocks your tongue to then you can taste your liquid before or again. I've never had that problem, but a lot of people keep a coffee or a mint flavor going on something so that if they do get vapor's tongue, they can quickly get out of it. It's a weird thing. I'm sure if you drank coffee all day, it would be, or drank certain things all day, it would be the same sort of thing. You get desensitized. If you watch that movie and hate it, I will legit PayPal you $20. That is how confident I am that you will not hate it. Okay. Well, you know what? Let me, where's my list? Where's my list? Oh, stuff. Watch movies to, I got to put it on the list, right? I can't believe I'm typing the words "Butt Boy" onto my watch list. I'm typing it on there. Oh, here we go. I just added it to my watch list. We'll see. That sounds crazy. It sounds like something that we would have come up with, at a thing. And see, I don't understand why Streamlabs is so dumb sometimes. It'll probably come through now. No? Dude, why? Why? Prank Juice says strawberry banana, but it's pan grease. No. Butt Boy or They Clone Tyrone. I know my pick. I saw the trailer, Leon. We talked about it. It looks good. That looks really, really good. That comes out Friday, right? This Friday? Or is it already out? I can't remember. Smash that like button. Pop Hunter, welcome, sir. And thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. But look, I don't know why it's not coming through. It's not updating. But thank you, Retro Wolf, for the $5 donation. Thank you for that. Again, why isn't it coming through? I want you guys to see me as Qui-Gon. That Carbonite Dreams made for me. It's awesome. It'll come through 20 minutes later. And Anwar, welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you. That's a risky bet, man. I was convinced Rob would love The Frighteners, but he hated it because it wasn't Dune. Leon. I didn't hate it. That's the thing. I didn't hate it. I don't have the what do you call it? The nostalgia for it. And it's very weird on the tone. Very weird on the tone. You know, it's very goofy and lighthearted, and then there's a ghost humping somebody, and then there's gore, and it's like, I'm confused. I don't know. It's a weird one. It's a weird one. But you know what? It's okay, Leon. It's okay that you say you don't like Dune. It's okay. It's okay. Sometimes we want to just, be contrarian. I get it, man. I get it. And especially if you watch it on a small screen without the big sound and all that stuff, that first experience can totally sour you. I get it. But that movie's awesome. Pop Hunter, have you ever seen Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels? I have. That is a fantastic movie. I own it. It's in there somewhere. And eventually, it'll go on the shelf. But yes, seen it many times, own it. And of course, most of Guy Ritchie's films I've watched. I didn't watch the one with Madonna because I heard it was terrible. And I didn't watch, I haven't watched Aladdin yet. And that's mainly because April wanted to see it too. So it's just on the list. And then there's another one that he just did with Jason Statham, and I haven't watched that one yet. Recently watched Wrath of Man. That wasn't bad. A little slow, but it wasn't bad. I like Guy Ritchie. I think he's a fun director. And They Clone Tyrone comes out Friday. Okay. But boy, watch now. Avoid the images tab. Yes, sir. I didn't do that. I just went to IMDb. I figured I was safer that way. You just watched UHF, Phil? Phil. Come on. It's fun, right? It's a fun movie. But that's the weird thing, though. Is that when you just watched it for the first time? Did it work with... Oh, agreed it does hold up. Just grab the Blu-ray from Shout Factory. Okay. So is this your first time watching it? Because to me, that's one of those movies that may not translate. You know, the movie that's going up tomorrow on the old shorts, which, again, watch them or don't. I do it for fun. You know, I don't care if they get a lot of views or whatever. I just like doing it. I like talking about all the movies, and it's helping me like, oh man, I want to watch this one again and all this. It's fun. But anyway, the movie that I'm talking about tomorrow, I don't know if you hadn't watched it back then, like, would it work now? I'm really curious to see what people say. But anyway, probably no one will watch it, and it won't, whatever. It's okay. But UHF holds up. Dude, UHF is good. Conan the Librarian. You're a weird one. Twinkie Dog. I haven't seen UHF since probably the late 80s, early 90s. That's one where I feel like I need to go ahead and buy that Blu-ray. He's done 2 recently. Oh, you're talking about Guy Ritchie. Yeah, and it's Operation something. And I think it's with Jason Statham. I think Hugh Grant's in it. I think, isn't Aubrey Plaza in it? I haven't seen that one yet. Has anyone watched the Weird Al movie with the kid from Harry Potter? I still haven't seen that. Yes, Robert passed me by that one. Great stuff. Okay, so you liked it. Good. My recent watches: Megan, Lights Out, Scream 6, and X from A24. Do I still have that here? I actually bought Lights Out recently from Half Price Books, and I still haven't watched it because I'm still trying to make it through my watch list, which is substantial. Lots of stuff, but I haven't seen Lights Out, but I heard it was good. And isn't this? No, I still haven't seen it. And I Teresa Palmer. Teresa Palmer's kind of a looker. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. Yeah. But no, I haven't seen the weird movie, with Daniel Radcliffe. I have not seen that one. Have not seen that one. You like the shorts, Bonobo? Well, good, because I'm going to. I'm going to keep doing them because they're fun. They make me smile. And it's fun. It's just fun. And they're fun to edit too, because you basically have to, I go get a trailer and then I chop it down to the right, but I try to get it to where like if you just watch the trailer part, you can still get what you would get from watching the full trailer, you know what I mean? But you're not listening to it, you're just hearing me. I don't know. It's fun. It's just fun to do. I don't know. Am I doing The Last Starfighter tomorrow? No. Familian? I don't own Familian. There's a part of me that kind of feels like I need to. I need to just bite the bullet and buy it. But then again, when it came in the mail, April would be like, "What the hell is this movie?" And I'd be like, "Hey, it's classic. It's a classic, and it just needs to be, I need to own it." I'm sorry, I don't need to own that movie. I just don't. Of course, the thing is though, we're going to need it, right? We might need it for the movie. So we might need to buy it. I rewatched Land of the Dead the other day. I still think it's not terrible. I don't know what Land of the Dead is. What is Land of the Dead? Look, I'm just spinning the whole stream over on IMDb over here. Land of the Dead. 2005, John Leguizamo and Asia Argento. Never seen it. Never heard of it. George A. Romero. Simon Baker. Look at Piers Dennis Hopper's in it. I don't know. I don't know. The Covenant. Oh yeah, The Covenant. Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal. You're right. That's a different one that I was thinking of. That I wasn't thinking of. Yeah, Retro Wolf. What'd you think of Megan? You like a futuristic version of Chucky? Okay. Let's see. Bonomo Juice says, "We watched that at my job. It cleared the room. It was me and two others at the end." Okay. You're talking about the weird movie. And Rufus the Red is here. Dude, what is going on? Welcome, everyone. Welcome, all the peeps. Lights Out, decent watch. Okay. Had fun with Megan. I've been rewatching Harryhausen films, the master of stop motion animation. Pop Hunter. Have you ever, I'm sure you've watched them then. Like the Jason and the Argonauts and the Golden Voyage of Sinbad. Those were my jam growing up. There was something about period pieces as a kid that I just loved, and I still love them. I love fantasy movies. I love your sandal epics. I love your Middle Ages kind of, I love all that stuff. So both of those movies were right up my alley back then. And they're great movies. Those are some that I hope come out on Blu-ray, or I'm sure they are. I just don't have them. I think my dad bought them digitally. I need to watch those again. Megan 2.0 coming 2025. Uh-oh. You don't own Familian. Familian owns you. Not wrong. You know how many times I've thought about that movie over the years? Just because it's like, what the hell was that movie? Just bought a Ruger LC9, so tiny and comfortable compared to my wheel guns. Yeah, Harryhausen did rule. Did rule. Rufus, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where that came from. I mean, hey, it's cool. I just don't know anything about, I don't know anything about guns. Okay, Rob, I have to tell you, I watched Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning tonight. It's freaking good time. Seen it again on Saturday. Yes. To me, this is one of those movies where, like, a lot of times when I like a movie, I'm rooting for it. You know, I'm rooting for it to do well. The Flash, a lot of people didn't like it, and a lot of people didn't go see it. So there's not much I can do about that. But I actually enjoyed, I had a good time. I had a good time with that one. Indiana Jones. I get it when some people say, oh, it's this and it's that. It doesn't, but it worked for me. I had a good time. Mission Impossible is one where at the end of it, I'm like, I don't know how to review this because I can't see, like, how can you not find that movie entertaining? How? How can you look at that and give it a bad review? Like, I just can't. I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. Like, how is it not 100% on Rotten Tomatoes? Who are the people? Who are the outliers that say, oh, this is blah, blah, blah. It's not, I don't know what they're saying. I haven't looked at them. But how is that not 100%? I don't know. But that's definitely one that I would like to go see again, especially, guys, if you can find yourself a Dolby theater, a theater with the Dolby Atmos sound, oh my God. I haven't been to this. Actually, I had been to that theater before, but I'd never seen a movie in the big theater that they have, right? It was always smaller screens. Like, I think I watched Glass Onion there. Anyway, so this was, the big theater, and the Dolby sound was so good. And it's like a big, large screen, and it was great. It was great, and I want to go back. Unfortunately, the closest theaters to me are Cinemark, and they have the XD, but the sound isn't the same. It doesn't have that same thing. And actually, Wraith and I were talking earlier in Discord. He said that AMC has a new thing called, I think it's just the laser at AMC, and it's basically a new projector or something that's supposed to be more vibrant and all that. And I'm like, I've never heard of it. I'd never heard, like, this first time I'd ever heard of it. I looked it up, and apparently there's only 2 in Texas, in the whole state of Texas, and one of them is about 35 minutes away from me. So I kind of want to go check that out because it's also a Dolby theater. So I'm like, yeah. So anyway, the more Megan, the better. I'm pumped for Oppenheimer and the new Scorsese film. Dude, okay, Killers of the Flower Moon looks good. But man, Oppenheimer, I'm there opening day by myself because April doesn't care. I'm ready. I'm ready for that movie. It looks so damn good. So, yeah, a little Bucho Rufus, little chat there. Okay, just kidding. Without Harryhausen, Phil Tippett probably wouldn't have been inspired to do motion blur with Ed 209. There's so many things. Harryhausen was the man. And Harryhausen's good stuff. It came from ADHD and you're my friend, so I'm sharing it. Doesn't fit, don't read it. Rufus, I'll read it. I'll read whatever the hell I want. I'm just kidding. Whatever. I just bought a Rutger Hauer movie. That's a good one. Rutger Hauer was good stuff. Was good stuff. He did motion blur with the Tauntauns in Empire and the Dragon and Dragon Slayer too. I still haven't put this in yet. It's literally been sitting over here since the stream. Because I'm out of room. I'm out of room. I don't want to clutter up the living room, so I clutter up my room. So this looks pretty well organized, but outside of that, it's just a mess. it's got, I mean, it's gross. Not gross. It's not gross, but it's a mess. It's a mess. And I got Blu-rays everywhere. I got books everywhere. It's crazy. It's crazy. By the way, everyone, don't be put off by being part 1 of 2. A good conclusion and set up for part 2. Absolutely. That's the one thing that I didn't really point out very well in my review, that I said it just ends. Okay? But it doesn't. It wraps up. It wraps up, but then there's the continuation of that story. It's good. It's really, really good. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. You should see it. Not seen it yet, but the Mission films have been awesome since 4. They're really good. I love 1. To me, 1 is... I love 1 so much. The first one is so good. And it's because I love Brian De Palma. I love the way that he shoots that movie. I love the Dutch angles, which is also in Dead Reckoning Part 1, which is awesome. I love it. Gotta head out, brother. Have a good rest of the evening. Retro Wolf, Matt. Thank you. Thank you for the... And I don't know why the thing didn't come up. But thank you. I appreciate it. And yes, Butt Boy is on the watch list. Rob is legend. Legend? I don't know about that. What are you saying, Rufus? What are you saying? Screw that. Oppenheimer and Barbie 2 movie day on the 21st. Hey, we're going to talk about Barbie here in a little bit. Because holy crap. Aside from being busy AF at work, I'm good as gold. Thanks, Rufus. There you go. Rob's right. Dead Reckoning is effing awesome. I mean, he put FKN. Awesome. But we all know what that means. We all know what that means. Butt Boy is great, and it's going on the shelf. I still say red light, green light whenever I get the traffic lights. Nobody ever gets the chewing gum from the first mission. I love that movie. Look, that final... It's weird how that final sequence in the first Mission Impossible, especially today, it looks bad. But man, it was so cool back then. It was such a cool... I just loved it, dude. I love that movie. But it's more than that. I love the constant not knowing what's going on and all that stuff. And then, the constant, all that stuff. I love it. I love it. 96, yes. And of course, seeing it opening night, dude, when he's dropping from the ceiling. And usually you hear people eating popcorn and crinkling their little candy wrappers or what. It was complete dead silent in a fully packed theater. And everybody's just locked in. It's so good. And yes, if you watch my review, you know what I said at the beginning about Tom Cruise. He's goofy. He's crazy. He may be a little off his rocker. But you know what? The truth is, the guy knows how to make movies. And he knows how to bring it, Black hole, not Blackmore. What? Aren't my message? Oh, I'm on top chat. Damn it. Why am I on? I think when I restarted my computer, it put that into live chat. Sorry about that, Pop Hunter. I'm sorry if I missed. Maybe that's what happened last week. Bonobo Juice? No, wait a minute. Pop Hunter, I don't see... The last thing I saw from you is the Harryhausen. That's so weird, because Bonobo Juice was talking about that in Discord, that he was just typing away and nobody was responding to him. That's really strange. That is really strange, Pop Hunter. In fact, when I changed it over, I don't see you asking about that. Okay, see? Butt Boy, that film where his ass is like a Blackmore or something, Black Hole. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen it. Red Light and Green Light, Squid Game. There you go. An Edge of Tomorrow sequel. That would be good. That would be good. Recommendation, watch Cemetery Man. Never heard of it. See? Dude, there's oh my god. There's so many freaking movies on this. Pop Hunter. Pop Hunter. Favorite Mission Impossible film is the one where Tom Cruise and Miles Teller steal that F-14 to escape. Should we tell him? Should we tell Bucho? No. No. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the thing. We're going to do the thing right now. Okay? So right now, 16 votes total. This won. The peanut butter and grape jam monster, it won. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to end this poll right now. Okay? End the poll. So you see, with second place in the votes, a strawberry milk, rich and flavorful, came in second place with 35% of the vote. And the cereal cannoli came in third place with only 17% of the vote. But what's going to happen now? Strawberry jam is better? Well, Jay, not a Q&A. What? Not Q&A. Poll. We're going to do the next flavor. So we've got the cereal, cannoli. We've got the strawberry milk. And then we've got the wild card. What is it? It is the I'm just going to call it the name. Aqua Drop. That's it. There we go. So, cereal cannoli is up next. Strawberry milk. And then Aqua Drop. Aqua Drop is a grape, strawberry, and green apple. And again, it's the same company, Aqua, that made one of the, badass ones that we had earlier. That was badass. So, here we go. We got to do this, because this won. And I don't even have to knock it. I know what it tastes like. Pop Hunter, this is e-liquid. So we're doing a little bit of, I vape. So it's basically a way that you guys can choose what I vape. So the first one was the peanut butter and grape jam. We are going to put this on this coil and we're going to vape it. And the thing is, with this one, I don't even have to tell you how good it is. Because I know how good it is. It's freaking awesome. I usually buy 2 or 3 bottles of this every 6 months or so. And I vape it until I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'm good for a while. And then I kind of forget about it. And then I see it and I go, ooh, let's get some peanut butter jam. Because man, it's good. The strawberry one is good too. But today we've got the grape. We've got the grape. We got to lube up the little thing here. And Pop Hunter, just to let you know, just in case anybody's worried, there is a link to, I believe, RCP London, Royal College of Physicians, which states that yes, vaping is 95% safer than smoking. So if anybody's worried, there you go. So what we do, tank is on. Let us fill it up. Yeah. And what I'm going to do is, even though I know exactly what this is going to taste like, we're going to listen to a switched on clip while I just sit back and vape for a second. Is that cool with everybody? So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to mute this. So what's going to happen is I'm going to mute my microphone.
Cracker Jacks. Okay, you got popcorn in a box.
Right.
Caramel corn in a box. What else could you have?
In a box?
Yeah.
Bananas.
Beans.
Baked beans in a box.
Bean dip. Come on, I'm trying to get the prize out. My hands are getting off. Your hands are getting off. You know,
There's a prize in beads.
Nacho cheese.
do what?
Nacho cheese.
You see some kid, he's got his hands on the bed.
Covered in nacho cheese. I was thinking ground beef. You just...
Imagine at the movie theater. They sell Cracker Jacks in the movies. I don't know if they still do.
they may, I don't know.
You're just kind of reaching in there. It's dark. You're watching the movie and you're like, man,
Man,
this...
it's cold and wet.
Dude, I'm going to have to get up and get a napkin. This crap's getting everywhere. It's on your shirt. You walk out, everybody's like, that was a good movie. They got crap all over their face and their shirt. Cheese, bean dip, honey.
Honey in a box and a prize in the middle of that. Hey, and it's the tattoos.
Leaking.
It's the tattoos. You try to put that on a big bunch of honey. Now, honey, you got to get it wet.
Man, this tattoo's all smeared. You know, they had water in the box.
And ants keep chasing me down. You're running this trail of ants following you.
So there you go. That's a little switched on clip for you. That was actually relatively clean. That was a relatively clean switched on clip. Don't you dicks call it jelly? I mean, we have jelly and jam. Jelly is more gelatinous, and jam is a smooth thing, right? So yeah. Raspberry jam on peanut butter with strawberry milk to wash it down. Ooh, that sounds good. That sounds good. Yeah, apparently, yeah, Bonobo Juice and Pop Hunter have been shadow banned for some reason. And Eric over here thinking it was some kind of milk drink or something to enjoy. I just realized it was vape stuff. Hey, sorry, Eric. But, you know, vaping, you know. I vape. You know that. You know that. And that's from the Royal College of London, which means the study was undertaken by King Charles himself. Well, no, but hey. The Royal College of Physicians is a group, a consortium of, I think it's 70-something thousand doctors from around the world, not just England, that come together and basically said, yeah, vaping's 95% safer. But thank you. This is good. And it's in my, this is my go-to, man. This mod is my banger mod. You know, you can see like all like scratches and crap all over it. I mean, this thing has been through the ringer. There's a big gash out of the glass. Like, I can't believe this glass didn't break. But I dropped this on the concrete and it still works. And the tank didn't break. So I love this tank. I love this. It's great. It's great. And Pop Hunter, I get that, you know, vaping wasn't your thing or whatever, but for me, it helped me quit smoking. And then it became something that I could focus on, so I didn't want a cigarette anymore. I mean, I actually dual used for like 3 years, partly through my recovery of all my surgeries. Anyway, there you go. Yeah. So, I love vaping. I started with the whole little mouth to lung things like this, where it's, you know, these kind of little guys, you know, with like a little bit of vapor. And then I was like, you know what? I need more. And so these guys, they put it, well, you saw it. You saw the dank cloud. I don't care about tricks or anything like that. I vape, you know. It's a thing. And by the way, right now, Strawberry Milk is winning with 11 votes. Strawberry Milk is way in the lead. Way in the lead. Cereal Cannoli is way back there at 27%. And Aqua Drop hasn't gotten a single vote. There you go. The king blew dank clouds. He knew all the tricks. Someone should do these cards like in silent movies. Excuse me. Jelly and Jam sounds like a radio hit from the 1940s. Jelly and Jam. Doo-doo. Yeah, I don't know. Bollocks, you guys just say it wrong. No, we actually have jelly and jam. In fact, I may have some strawberry jam in my, I don't know, I might have thrown it out. It's pretty old. But I think I still have jam. I like the jam better on I honestly don't like jelly. I don't like how it mushes the bread and just like, cuz you have to like, I want a smooth even layer. I don't like big old clumps of crap. Like jam, you can spread it out and get it smooth and just like perfect, you know? I like a good distribution of the flavor, you know what I mean? Jelly, it just clumps up and not a fan. Not a fan. Quitting cigarettes was hard AF. Yeah. The weird thing with me is that I quit cigarettes because, not because I wanted to. I was smoking and vaping at the same time. I was vaping so I could smoke less. I was already not smoking that much. I was smoking maybe a pack every, like once every, like, or a pack every 2 days. That was how much I smoked when I moved to vaping. But then I was dual using. I was vaping and smoking, and I was actually vaping so I could spend less on cigarettes. It was actually almost like a cost thing. And then I found out how the government is trying to keep us smoking. The US government wants us smoking because they make money off of every smoker, not just from, health problems or whatever, but from, they get the master settlement agreement from the tobacco companies. The more smokers they have, the more money they make. So they were actively trying to keep people smoking. And it made me go, okay, that's it. I'm done. I'm not giving big tobacco any more of my money. And that's when I decided to actually quit smoking and just went with vaping. And yes, it's weird how hard it is, because you would think, oh, well, there's nicotine in this and there's nicotine in that. But what you're getting withdrawal from is all the other crap that's in cigarettes. There are like 4,000 ingredients or something like that. Something ridiculous in cigarettes. There's 4. There's 4. Well, I mean, I guess you could say the flavoring, is more ingredients, but it's literally VG, PG, nicotine, and then the flavoring. That's really all it is. And it's so much cleaner. Like, I noticed that my sense of smell was coming back. I noticed that, oh my gosh, I'm able to breathe a little bit easier, from vaping. It's just one of those things. And yet our government, the American government at least, trying to keep us smoking. The UK government, by the way, or in England, yes. Yeah, they have freaking vape stores and hospitals trying to, somebody comes in for a surgery. They say, hey, let us provide you with a vape device so you don't have to smoke and you can get your nicotine. Come on. It's weird. It's weird. It's true. It's weird, but it's true. Jelly and jam are 2 different things, to be fair. They really are. They really are. And I'm way behind. Way behind. Because that's what happens when I go off on a rant. My American friends, so literal, pavement equals sidewalk. It's all good. Jelly is clearer, jam is thicker, and has traces of the fruit. Yes. Yes. Jam is also called preserves. Yes. I used candy to quit. You know what? Do we need to bring it up? While jams contain fruit pulp, jellies have the juice form of fruit. See, that's not good enough. Is there an image difference? It's hard. It's hard to, yeah. But if you know, you know. You know? You know? You do chuck some dank clouds, yo. That's why you lost the United States, Leon. You know what they call a quarter pounder with cheese in France? Royale with cheese. And jam is something Lone Star did to Spaceballs. Exactly. I've lost the sweeps. Wait. I've lost the bleeps. I've lost the sweeps. And I've lost the creeps. I can't do it. I can't do that stuff. A jelly's flavor will be slightly bogged down by the gelatin. No one would dare give me the raspberry. I know what Texas is like. Chuck Nortos? What? I don't know what happened there. That's funny though. Walker, Texas Ranger, and a cartoon called Brave Star. We know where y'all are if we decide to take you back. Pro tip, just grow your own tobacco. Nicotine is tough to give up. Also, you don't smell like cigarettes. I mean, there's that. There's that. That's a big thing. UK leading the way. I mean, in that respect, absolutely. I don't understand it. I mean, I do understand it. You know, you have a for-profit health system here in the United States. You have it's socialized medicine in the UK. So it's actually in their best interest to help people quit smoking because they don't want to pay for smoking related illnesses. Here, guess who makes more money? The healthcare system. And all those amazing pharmaceuticals like Nicorette and Chantix and all those things to help you quit smoking the right way with our pharmaceuticals. Yeah. Vegetable glycerin, it's propylene glycol. Well, 3 ingredients if you don't have nicotine. Vaping is banned in a lot of places in the UK. Well, maybe some towns, but around half of hospitals allowed vaping on their grounds in 2019. And then in The Guardian, in 2019, vape shops open in 2 UK hospitals to help smokers kick the habit. But this isn't a vaping show. I'm just trying to make sure the right information is there. You know what I'm saying? Peanut butter is amazing though. Cookie butter, oh yeah. Dude, there's a really good cookie butter vape. It's really good. I haven't had it in a while. Huge perk. Cigarettes stink when you've been around. Oh my God. Yes, they do. Ugh. We don't jelly our wieners into things. That's the difference. Peanut butter flavored juices are too rare. And it's because they taste a lot like, to me, they taste like burnt popcorn. They just don't taste good. Why do you vape after quitting cigarettes? Just wondering, not judging. I do find that the nicotine is beneficial to me. It actually helps me focus. And if you, there's all kinds of stuff about nicotine where it's like, oh, nicotine is bad. It's no more harmful than caffeine is. It's another thing, out there. And some people with caffeine helps them. With some people, nicotine helps them. For me, both help me. So, that's why I continue to vape, and I enjoy the act of, right? And for a long time, it was a reason to go outside to smoke, or to go outside and have a vape or whatever. It was a reason to break from the workday. So it was actually beneficial to me in many ways. Walk around, get a little bit of fresh air, vape a little bit, blow some clouds, go inside, sit back down, and do my thing, But it's also, like I said, I built that. Those are coils that I put in there, and that is a wick job that I did. So that's cotton that I put in there. It's a hobby, so it's fun. But anyway, I think our NHS is slowly being sold off to American companies, unfortunately. May not be free for much longer. That is true. Bloomberg has his hands in a lot of pies. And Bloomberg has been trying to get that machine going over there. Yeah, a lot of misinformation. On the grounds, not inside. Yeah, that makes sense. But no, I'm talking about inside. Those hospitals that have vape shops inside, you can vape in the hospital. In the hospital. But anyway. I used to buy bags of loose tobacco and had a rolling machine and rolled my own cigs for a while, but that took too much time. Yeah, that's wow. Propylene is produced primarily as a byproduct of petroleum refining and of ethylene production by steam cracking of hydrocarbon feedstocks. There you go. I think petroleum glycol is also proper. See, I thought it was always propylene. Propylene glycol. It's all the other crap they put in cigs that get you. That's true. No one should benefit from healthcare, and I think the UK people won't allow an American system, despite the scum Tory party wanting to do that. Yeah. Is it not propylene glycol and vegetable glycerin with flavoring? Yes. The same stuff we use for indoor smoke fluid without the flavor. Exactly. Vegetable glycerin is the main component of your smoke machines, right? A hobby, good response. Yeah, I mean it's definitely something that I enjoy doing. And I mean you can't see it. Actually, you can. You can kind of see it. Okay, you can't see my face for a second, but yeah, all of these are vape mods. Those are all tanks and RDAs and all kinds of stuff. Heck yeah, man. I got a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. There we go. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. A lot of stuff. Like the whole hobby part of it. I'm going to save money, which you can. But then if you're like me and you start buying mods all the time and you're buying tanks all the time and rebuildable stuff all the time, and then you start getting into high-end stuff like this, no, not that. This one. This setup, this is a mod from Russia. This is before, the thing. This is a while back. Actually, I don't think he's in Russia anymore. I'm not sure where it's from now, but it's a company called Tech Division, TEK Division. See that little? It's a 3D printed mod, and that tank is from Greece, I think. I could be wrong, but this setup is probably, and it's much smaller, by the way. You can see, very, very small. I think this is a $450 setup. And I'm not even using it. And it's because, man, this was probably a $70 setup. And I can rebuild it and all that stuff. Basically, you can spend as little or as much as you want on all this stuff. And for a while there, I was kind of into the high-end stuff. And then I said, this is ridiculous. That doesn't vape any better than this, or vice versa. It's literally electricity to coils, and that's it. So it was ridiculous. But yeah, it was a hobby. Pretty much anything synthetic like caffeine is made from coke, a petroleum byproduct. Nicotine withdrawals are a real thing, though. They are. They absolutely are. But if you have that problem, just go buy yourself a disposable. Vape on that and throw it away. I mean, I don't think disposables are that good as far as vape quality, but it, keeps you from buying a pack of cigarettes. Just saying. Cracked oil for exterior. Gotcha, Leon. Gotcha. The Russian head rush. No, I don't remember where they're from. I can't show this to you because, man, YouTube with the vaping stuff. Where is he based now? Slovakia. There you go. He's from Slovakia. because it's basically a dude that makes those. Anyway, I started with Sigelli, but the tech has grown so fast. I just use Geek Vape. I mean, this is a Vaporesso, and this is Lost Vape. Lost Vape's good stuff. I have Geek Vape stuff too. I love Geek Vape. We can rebuild you. We can make you faster, stronger, smarter. Absolutely. Coke is some nasty stuff made from big chains of chemicals that break down those. Oh, yeah. Well, that's true. But I do like the Coke. I do, especially Coke Zero, man. I need to stop drinking it so much. Did I like Mission Impossible? Absolutely. It was fantastic. Fantastic. I'm ending the poll, by the way. Fantastic movie. I mean, of course, I'd probably say, hey, go watch my review for more clicks. I'm like the only YouTuber that doesn't care about, I just do what I want to do. And if people like it, great. If people watch it, great. I make a couple of bucks here and there, cool. But it's not, I don't care. So yeah, I love doing my reviews. I love doing my shorts, but it just doesn't matter to me as much. But yes, I loved it. The only, I would 3 3/3 out of 4 stars. I'll just say that 3 3/4 out of 4 stars. The only reason that it's not a complete 4-star movie is because it is a little long. But here's the thing. As soon as you go, man, it's kind of getting a little long, it picks up again, and then you forget about it, and then the movie was over. It was like, wow, that was great. That was really, really great. And you're laughing and you're having a good time. It's a lot funnier than I thought it was going to be. It was very entertaining. Very entertaining. So there you go. Haley Atwell, I mean, oof. She's something else. She's something else. But like I said, Strawberry Milk won the poll. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to actually do this on camera because, why wouldn't you? You have a freaking camera. Why wouldn't you do this on camera? If I can open this thing. Okay. Sorry. Get on there. Okay. Rebecca Ferguson is on the list with Ana de Armas, Wraith. Rebecca Ferguson is one of those women that she's like, I don't know if you'd look at her and say she's like gorgeous, beautiful, whatever you want to say, but she's so alluring. There's something about her eyes. She's awesome. And on top of that, really super freaking talented as well. She's having a hell of a year, isn't she? With that and Silo, by the way, Apple TV Plus. If you haven't seen Silo, give that one a shot. Holy crap, that show's good. Like really good. And then she's got Dune Part 2 coming out. Yeah. But she's so non-traditional beauty, but she's great. She's great. And it helps that she's a fantastic actor as well. But anyway, here we go. Knuckle test. Gotta be honest with you. Gotta be honest. Bucho loves it when I'm honest. It's a little menacing-y. It kind of tastes like, and here's the thing. When you taste it off the knuck, as I like to say, it can taste different than what you vape. Sometimes off the knuck, it's like, oh my God, it's so good. It tastes so good. And then you vape it and you go, that's not very good. So it's weird. It's a weird thing that happens with when it's vaporized, which is literally, let me show you. Let me just, hey, let me just show you. So here's the cotton, right? You wet the cotton down. Okay. You wet the cotton down. Okay. Got that? Got that side? Is it soaked in? Pretty well soaked in. Okay. Then I flip it over and I get the other side and you're basically just getting it started. You know, you're getting this started. Okay. Can you see that? Okay. All right. There you go. So now the legs are sufficiently juiced. Now let me turn this on. Okay, it's on. So let's get a little bit on the coil, like a little circle. Little circle there. And then, okay. All you're doing, you ever had and I know this has probably happened, you've seen this. When you have something hot and you throw water on it and it's, right, a little steam comes up, that's literally what's happening here. But on a very small level. You're basically got, instead of gas burners, you've got the electric coils. Same thing. You put that sucker on all the way high and you throw some water on it, you'll get this same thing. That's basically what that is. But these are complex coils. It's not just a one piece of metal going around like this into a spring. What this is I think this one is two pieces of metal like this, and then another smaller gauge wire going around it like this. It kind of looks like a guitar string. So they called them Claptons when they first started doing this. These are called staples because they literally look like a row of staples. So if you look, see if I can get that close. You can kind of see the ridges. That's basically what that is. It's called a complex coil. So when people started building, they kept trying to come up with new ways to do it. And there you go. There you go. So now, this is sufficiently wicked up. It's vaping, right? It's vaporizing the liquid. So let's put the tank on. And the way that this works is that it's gravity fed. So there's a tank on the inside. The liquid goes around the outside and drops into little channels, and that hits that cotton. The cotton goes up, feeds the coil, liquid. There you go, vaporizing. And over the years, it's gotten better and better and better. And I think, to me, these tanks are probably some of the best tanks you can get. Like, period. I think they're some of the best tanks because what happens is the airflow comes up from the top. But what it does, it goes down little channels and then comes up from the bottom. So the air, when you breathe in, the air is coming in from the side, going underneath the coils, and then coming up through the chimney into your mouth hole. And it just makes better flavor. So not only are the tanks designed really cool, they vape really nice, they look good, they're simple, and there you go. Tank is full. Put the top on, and there you go. This is good to go. This is not all down all the way, or is it? Oh. I was like, something's not right. This came out of the airflow came out of the little channel there. There we go. That's better. So now, screw it down, and it's all good to go. And what'll happen is, as I vape, you'll see little bubbles come up. So, okay, maybe it was too. Okay, I think I have them too, because I actually got liquid. I put too much liquid on the coils. So that's what happens. It floods. If you don't put enough wick in there, it'll flood because liquid doesn't know when to stop. So if you don't put enough wick in there, it'll continue to feed, and then it'll just continue to feed until you're basically, it sounds like you're, yeah, it's gross. Anyway, we're going to listen to another thing here. Let's see, what are we going to listen to here? Why not? So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put this on mute again. So I'm going to, as soon as I do it, you won't.
Hey, as dumb as that is, I think that's funnier than the Netscape commercial. Netscape versus Net Zero or whatever.
Yeah, those suck.
I use Netscape for her.
I'm using it. Shut the hell up.
I'm a Netscape guy, fucker.
Motherfucker. That's what he says.
Oh yeah, well, I got crocodile boots on. Bitch,
Oh
what you
yeah,
wearing?
well I got crabs. Here, I'm gonna rub my crotch on you.
That would make a commercial great,
Whoa.
though. You forget completely that's even about internet. Damn, I want some of them boots.
I'm using Netscape. Well, you have hepatitis.
Thank God for my otherwise my nuts would be itchy.
I'm thinking Anakin's gonna get on my belly. And it's gonna say, I want some boots.
Dude, those boots rule.
Ouch.
So yeah, that was a switched on. Sounds like Jay losing his shit. No, that's actually a guy named Brian who you guys haven't met. I mean, some of you have. Cosma, Bonobo Juice, Bucho. Those guys are fans from the old days. Back when I did this. This was from 2005 is when we did this podcast. That clip is from 2005. Net Zero and Netscape commercials. I mean, come on, it's a while back. That's a while back. But yeah, there you go. You have hepatitis. I mean, it's funny. It's funny. But I want some of them boots. That's funny. All that stuff. It's funny because I thought they were laughing at me, but they were still laughing at what Jerry said. So there you go. Rebecca Ferguson seemed like weird casting for Mission Impossible, given how much she looks like Michelle Monaghan, but then I just accepted that Ethan Hunt as a type. Yeah, but she's something else. You miss building coils? I don't. I like buying my coils and just cutting them down to the size and putting them in and going on. By the way, this is not great. It doesn't have the high medicine taste that it does off the nuck, but it is it's not great. It's not great. It's there's something very artificial tasting about it. Like, I like a good creamy milk flavor, custardy almost, and then with strawberry mixed into that. This is strawberry with a little bit of milk, and the milk tastes artificial and doesn't taste right. Just doesn't taste right. Sounds like an Artem coil. An Artem coil? Is that a... I'm sorry. This was probably back when I was vaping. Is an Artem coil, is that something that you use for your smoke production? I honestly don't know. Am I still watching Secret Invasion? I know. Secret Invasion. No. And it's not because I don't want to watch it. It's just because I haven't. I just literally haven't. I think I think the third or the fourth episode comes out tonight, right? I only watched the first episode. Was like, it's pretty good. And I just haven't gone back. It's not that I don't like it. It's just that I haven't gone back. Phil says it's slow going. Well, I'm more patient than most, I think, when it comes to movies, TV shows, all that kind of stuff. I'm a pretty patient guy. So, yeah. I don't know. 1883 is a pretty damn good show, better than Yellowstone. I liked 1883 a lot. That was really good. I still haven't watched all of 1923 as well. Secret Invasion is meh. It's funny how just hearing someone laugh can make you smile. I know, man. I know. And that was the one of the things about Switched On. There's 220 clips from that show that I could play. I just figure we'll just play one here and there, But yeah, I miss doing that podcast. It was so much fun. Basically 3.5, 4 hours, a show of literally three guys just trying to make each other laugh. That's what that show was. And it was so much fun. But it was also very not PC, like at all. At all. Jack Ryan. I stopped watching Jack Ryan, I think after season 1. Yeah. What I want to know is when we were getting Fallout 5. Your guess is as good as mine. And honestly, like, I pay attention to like Spawnwave, and stuff like that when it comes to the gaming stuff. It's interesting that Xbox won their, or at least this initial thing. So they're, the Blizzard Activision thing is probably going to go through, that's interesting to me. But I feel like there's plenty of guys that cover that much better than I could. Like, I cover the things that I have a unique take on. And I don't think I have a unique take on that. I'm like, yeah, I'm interested to see what happens. That's literally what my video would be. Like, hey, this is what happened, and yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious how it's gonna go. Thanks for watching. Hit like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys on the next one. It'll be like a 2-minute video. So yeah, I can't. That's why I don't do certain videos, is because I either don't have anything good to say, or worthwhile to say, I should say. Not good as in like positive, but worthwhile. Like, even it's hard for me to do glowing reviews. Like Mission Impossible was tough because it was like, what do I say? Everything's good. It's good. Go watch it. Yay. What do I do? So reviews like that are hard. It's the ones that are in the middle that are interesting, or the ones that are sort of polarizing. Those are interesting, but not in the clickbaity, I'm trying to ruffle feathers kind of way. I'm just saying, hey, here's what I think about this. Like, there's still, in my head, there's probably still a good Last Jedi video to do. But I'll probably never do it because I'm honestly sick of talking about it. I'm sick of thinking about it. I'm sick of people bringing it up. I'm just like, look, there's nothing we can do about it at this point. And to me, The Last Jedi is the least of the problems of the sequel trilogy. A lot of people say, well, that's when everything started. No. If you don't like The Last... I don't want to go into... And you can quote me on that. See, that almost went into it again. I can't help myself. Okay. Switched On was probably the first long-form podcast I started listening to. Well, Bonobo Juice, I'm glad you did. Because I've got some of your clips in here, too. I'm just saying. Some of your clips are in here. Just saying. I'm just saying. I hope they do another season of Reacher. That was really good on Prime. Yeah, that was one we were talking about last week. I really enjoyed that one. Season 2 has been filmed and in post-production. It's coming possibly later this year. Yeah. Yeah. You guys want to get into some of my some of the stuff I got this week? The first thing I got was something that's been in the news. It's been in the news. French Connection. I got it. It's only $10 on Amazon. I said, give me that. So I got it. I haven't watched this in a while, but now it's like, ooh, 2 commentaries, a trivia track, dude, I'm all over this because this is the kind of stuff that I like. I love comprehensive Blu-rays. So this is definitely one that I am interested to watch. For sure. For sure. Keep your clothes on, Rob. Oh, I will. I will. I heard Kathleen Kennedy is gone from Lucasfilm. Is that true? Nothing official. There's been a lot of talk that that she is preparing for her exit, right? And a lot of people have said that things are pointing to her exiting after Indiana Jones 5, which now we're in that period, right? We're after Indiana Jones 5. Let's see what happens. But at the same time, who knows? You know? The thing is, it's all dependent upon and if you look at it from a financial standpoint, okay? Which is how Disney looks at everything they have. Lucasfilm, Marvel, whatever. I think that they've looked at Lucasfilm and said, okay, we had 5 theatrically released movies. 4 of them made $1 billion. And 1 didn't do so well. From that standpoint, Kathleen Kennedy is an absolute success, bar none, no problem. Studios literally do not care if you like the movie. All they care about is if it's profitable. So when people say, "Oh, they shit on the canon or they did this," they don't. They honestly, the studios themselves do not care because they're all about, is it profitable? That's all they care about. And they say, well, why would they greenlight this versus this? Somewhere down the road, they said, that is going to be a profitable venture. Let's go for it. And in the case of Solo, part of the reason that Solo got greenlit is because it was mandatory by Lawrence Kasdan, who co-wrote The Force Awakens. J.J. Abrams wanted Lawrence Kasdan to help him write The Force Awakens. Part of his stipulation was that, hey, I want to make a Solo movie. I want to make a movie about Han Solo. Now, do I think that the movie was successful financially? Absolutely not. I like the movie. I don't think it's the best Solo, I don't think it's the best Star Wars movie ever, but I enjoyed it. It was not bad. It really wasn't bad. You go in with no expectations. And if you're okay with the fact that they recast Harrison Ford instead of doing some de-aging stuff, I think it worked really well. I enjoyed it. Now you get into the financials when it comes to Disney Plus. Mandalorian, overwhelming success, as you well know. John Favreau, Dave Filoni teamed up. Who did that? Who made that happen? Kathleen Kennedy. So, I mean, you look at those things and you go, okay, well, okay. Look at the ones that were successful and which weren't. Not from a story standpoint, not from a fan standpoint, from a financial standpoint. Boba Fett is probably their biggest failure so far as financials go. Eyeballs watching that show. Obi-Wan, which I didn't think was very good. I mean, it had moments of greatness, but it also had a lot of very successful for them. So from a financial standpoint, yeah, she's doing okay. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't understand why. I'll say this. In order to work at Lucasfilm and to be either a producer or a high profile director or whatever, you have to have a special person in that role. You have to have someone who doesn't care what the fans say. Because the biggest issue with the sequel trilogy, in my opinion, is the fact that they didn't plan it. but they also were very reactionary. They reacted to The Last Jedi, not in a way of, oh, we need to make sure that the story is airtight so that the final movie really, really works. That wasn't the plan. The plan is, from somebody who's literally only concerned about profit, it's let's get people out there on the internet. Let's find out what people are saying, and let's find out what people want. Oh, they should have brought the Emperor back. Oh, they should have done all of these things. And then we come up with Rise of Skywalker, which is basically an amalgamation of all the people who were ranting on the internet about The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens. They said, let's give the people what they want. Why? To generate the most profit. They don't care that it doesn't make any sense. They don't. But to me, that's the way that it happened. That's the way it went down. And I'm not convinced. I know a lot of people love jumping all over Kathleen Kennedy for all of the mistakes that have ever happened with Star Wars, but I just don't think Kathleen Kennedy is at fault. I think it's the studio. It's not Lucasfilm, Disney. So there you go. And there are reports. Yeah, there's reports weekly. See, here's the thing that I want you guys to understand about me. I really pay attention to a lot of different things. And the stuff that I choose to talk about news-wise is stuff that's officially done. Like, oh, there's news that this might happen. Okay, I don't care, because as soon as you see the word might happen, doesn't mean anything to me. It's not true. It's not true until it happens. Until it's officially announced. I mean, gosh, they announced they announced. There were talks that what's his name? John Krasinski and Emily Blunt were going to be Sue Storm and Reed Richards. Never officially happened. But there were tons of websites that were reporting, oh, this is going to happen, based off of very, very little information. So I pay attention to the rumors, but I don't care about the rumors for the most part. I like to keep my eye on it, but I don't report on it. I don't talk about it, because to me, it's all about what's official. It's all about what the studios actually say, because that's what's actually going to happen. I would hate to be one of these people online. And again, no judgment. Do what you want, right? Your YouTube channel, do what you want. But I would hate to be a YouTube channel that reports on something and then I have to come back and say, yeah, that didn't happen. You know? It's one thing when something falls apart. When Lord and Miller were fired off of Solo, right? Because of whatever reason. That's one thing. It's another to report on something as if it's true and then it not be true. I hate that. So that's why I don't do that. Anyway. I've heard interview, but there have been a lot of buying. Yeah, dude, there's so many different things. And I guarantee you, we don't know the information. But my guess is, if it is going to be this year, the decision's already been made and plans are already underway. We just don't know about it yet. That's the way it works. Just like a week ago, when Superman Legacy was cast with David, that guy, and Rachel Brosnahan, right, as Clark and Lois. Guaranteed that deal was inked weeks ago. They were waiting for the time to announce it. That's the way it goes. Just heard episode 7 cost $550 million to make, and episode 9 was even more. Yeesh. Solo was better than any of the sequel trilogy. I mean, I enjoyed it. Kennedy won't be fired. She will retire and given all the accolades. But the thing is, she deserves a lot of the accolades, especially from the standpoint from the studio. Fans, come and go, right? But it comes down to it. This was the budget and you made this much. That's a success from the studio point of view, And that's the thing that we have to keep in mind for all of these projects, different IPs that we like. The people that are in control, the studios in most cases, Tom Cruise is an exception. Tom Cruise gets to do what the hell he wants. Okay? But for the most part, the studios don't give a crap about longevity. They care about return on investment. That's it. And when it comes down to that, every IP is at risk. Every IP. Every single one. Every IP is at risk at the whims of whoever's in charge. If they decide that they want to make, hey, we need to make a Batman movie, but he's, I don't know, he has a soft side, and I want him to fight Killer Croc in the movie. Nobody likes Killer Croc that much. I mean, who likes Killer Croc? I want Killer Croc in the movie. Guess what? You're going to see a Batman movie with Killer Croc in it, if that's the case. That's the way it works. So, Mando has to be the biggest numbers of any show on Disney Plus, right? Absolutely. I doubt any of the MCU shows did Baby Yoda numbers. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. And even Mandalorian has had its ups and downs. But it's still a pretty damn good show. And it's one of those shows that's, it's not integral. It's not integral for you to have watched all of the movies to get it. That's why The Mandalorian was so big. There was a lot of people that didn't know shit about Star Wars, but man, that Baby Yoda's cute. That's really what it is. So yeah, it's a thing. So are they making Sabine a Force user? Not a fan of that. Like Kanan wouldn't have told her about that. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, Ted. But hey, yeah. Don't forget, y'all, Kathy Kennedy's 70, and Rob, I'm sorry, Bob Iger is not meddling in film production. The buck stops with Kennedy, but respect your view. But here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. I wish I need to find this thing that I keep talking about. But it's an interview on Star Wars YouTube channel with Bob Iger, and he is intimately involved in the editing of The Mandalorian season 1 before it came out. And it's this interview where I'm sitting there going, how involved is Bob Iger? Because it's not like a typical studio guy who goes, oh yeah, Luke Skywalker and the Vader. Yes, the popular things, yeah. No, he was like really, he knew his shit. Like he knew this story really well. And he said, I continually made comments about what these things were going to have to happen. I wanted these things in the show, and I watched the edited versions after I had given my notes to make sure that those things were in the show. And he also, I don't know, I mean, I think most people who are a little tuned in to this kind of stuff, they know this, but I'm just going to say it anyway. In his biography, he took all the blame for the sequel trilogy. He basically said, yeah, it was my fault. I was the one who put the timeline out. I'm the one that did this. I'm the one that did that. This is my thing. And the thing is, Bob Iger, I guarantee you he was involved. $4 billion of your company's money and you're CEO. You damn tootin', you're involved in some of that stuff. Damn tootin', darn tootin'. Darn tootin'? Whatever. Yeah, he taught her how to use the Darksaber. He's never said she could use the Force. True. And yes, that's also true, Ted. We'll talk about this. I can't get into Star Wars too much. It's okay. Phil, hey, I get it, man. I get it. Star Wars isn't for everybody. I mean, it is for me, but you know. Kathy Kennedy's work speaks for itself. Mostly successful and a very good producer. Not a good studio head. Wait. I'm sure that was just typing fast. Not a good studio head, but and wait, the Letty done great. I'm trying to figure out what you meant by that. But look, it's, again, from a studio's point of view, most studios would be like, yes, we want Kathy Kennedy on our team. Yeah, you kidding me? You kidding me? Look at her track record. Pop Hunter, you don't like any of the movies or shows? I get it. I totally get it. She worked with a lot of big names and those names weren't there. Not so good. I'm tired of Baby Yoda. Problem with Star Wars is the fanboys, people like Melvor. I mean, but see, that's the thing though. People like Melvor got the thing rolling in the first place. You know what I mean? And I mean, honestly, me. But Melvor and I are two sides of a, like, we're I wouldn't say two sides of the same coin, but you know what I mean? We have similar opinions in a lot of ways, and then we differ in a lot of other different ways. But the other thing is, we're both very set in our ways too, which can be, you know, could be fun. Yes, YouTube, but you're thinking logically right now. Well, I mean, that's the way that I look at a lot of things. Like, the thing is, I look at the things that went wrong with the sequel trilogy. I don't look at Kathy Kennedy. Kathy Kennedy is just one piece of the puzzle. You think about what Scott did on, you think about what Scott did for our movie and what his job was. That's basically what her job is for Lucasfilm. She's like an Uber. That's just the way I look at it. She's an Uber producer over everybody. But the thing is, she did have throw some story ideas in there. And some of those story ideas worked, and probably some of them didn't. But the thing is, we don't know what they are. It's kind of like, man, I'm trying to think of a good movie. A movie that most people like, but then there's problems with it. Okay, well, that's not Lucasfilm. Anyway, there are moments where you could say, oh, well, that writer, like a lot of people blame Damon Lindelof for Prometheus. Because they say, oh, well, yeah. But no, you would, if you didn't like Prometheus, you have to blame Ridley Scott. You have to. Because Ridley Scott is the end all be all. He's the end all be all. So anything you didn't like in that movie, that's Ridley's fault. It's the director's fault. There were no studio interventions during Prometheus. No. Ridley was allowed to go make his movie. You can't blame Damon Lindelof for the things you didn't like in Prometheus. You can try to make connections and go, well, I didn't like Lost, and Damon Lindelof was part of Lost, so he must be the problem with Prometheus. No, that's not the way it works. In most movies, there's a studio involved over their shoulder telling them what to do and telling them what they can and can't do. With Alien 3, that's exactly what happened to Alien 3. Now, I mean, they thought David Fincher hadn't made a movie before, so they thought they could kick him around. But David Fincher made a different movie behind the studio's back. That's why the director's cut is by far better than the regular cut, the theatrical cut. So much better. It actually makes sense. Oh my God, it makes sense. Yeah, he would show them only some of the dailies. It's amazing because they kept telling him what they wanted in the movie, and he's like, okay, and then said, no, I'm not doing that. And then of course he was fired off the project, and he disowned the project, and then they went in and edited what they wanted, and that's what we got with the theatrical version of Alien 3. There you go. Mora 503, welcome. Good to see you. I've only seen Attack of the Clones and Phantom Menace through its entirety. Really? I just look any IP you have intellectual property for those who any IP out there, you have to look at it with a critical eye. Who's in charge? Who's the end all be all? Star Trek is all over the place right now. But there's a lot of people that don't like the way Star Trek is headed. I'm not a Star Trek person, okay? But a lot of people like certain things, and then some of it is absolute trash. There's a lot of weird things going on over there, and I don't know enough to talk about it. Go over to see Robert Meyer Burnett if you want to hear about Star Trek, because that dude knows Star Trek. But for me, Star Wars, I don't think you can blame Kathy for that stuff. You can't blame her for all the things that went wrong and then say, oh, well, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni did such a good job on The Mandalorian. Yeah, who gave them the job? Who decided to take Dave Filoni, who's never directed live action before, and pair him up with Jon Favreau? So Jon Favreau, an established director, most would say, right? Iron Man? Sure, yeah, established director. Let's pair him up with somebody who's never directed live action before, but knows Star Wars like the back of his hand. Let's put those two together. Let's see what happens. Got some pretty good stuff. Kathy's idea. Just saying. Especially the fanboys with Star Wars tattoos, right? And yes, I see you, Jay. Dumb. I haven't watched the movie Fanboys in forever. Have to give that a rewatch. That was a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, the original trilogy is really, really good. Lindelof did Mrs. Davis, and that was really good. Yeah. I mean, he also did Watchmen, which some people don't like that. I thought it was fantastic. And completely in the same vein as the original book, Watchmen. I loved it. I also enjoyed The Leftovers. Yeah, I mean, Lindelof. And then the funny thing is, Lindelof gets a Star Wars project, writes it, and then gets fired off of it. And then the information comes out about the problems with Lost. That's interesting. So anyway, I've been a Damon Lindelof, an apologist for him for a long time, because I don't think the writer is completely. It's a little different with Lost. I do have to blame Lindelof a little bit for the way that last season went, but for the most part, I think his heart was in the right place, and especially with Watchmen, I was very comfortable I was very excited to see what he would come up with, and he didn't disappoint me. I thought it was amazing. I just thought it was great. But do you understand the fans who blame Johnson for Luke being a quitter at the start of The Last Jedi when all he was doing was staying true to what Han Solo said about Luke and The Force Awakens? I mean, yes. But that's the thing. There's a lot of people that say, yes, Han Solo said that in The Force Awakens, but you didn't have to make him a quitter. And yes, I get it if you're bummed that Luke was a quitter, but that's a J.J. Abrams Kazan idea that's laid out explicitly in The Force Awakens. Absolutely. Blaming Johnson doesn't make much sense to me. You can blame Johnson for some of those things, like Canto Bight. Didn't work. It just didn't work. You could say the Holdo stuff, the Poe Holdo stuff. I thought about it immediately. Like when I was watching it, I was like, I get what you're going for here, but you didn't really sell me on it. And the thing is, you have to look at Holdo doesn't know who Poe is. Poe doesn't know who Holdo is. Holdo is going off the chain of command and the orders that Leia gave her. And there's this hotshot idiot from her standpoint. This hotshot idiot wants to know the whole plan. Screw you, dude. There might be a freaking spy on board. I'm not telling anybody anything about what's going on, except for the people that need to know. And then Poe goes off and tries to create a mutiny. A lot of people didn't like that. But it makes perfect sense when you think about it. there could be somebody telling the Empire or the First Order, it's really kind of the same thing. Somebody might be telling them. And that's all you had to do was have one piece of dialogue from somebody saying, you're telling me they can track us through light speed? That doesn't make sense. That's not something that anybody's been able to do. It makes more sense that there's probably a spy on board. One piece of dialogue, and it explains away everything Holdo does. And again, I've said it before and I'll say it again. The reason that I liked Holdo from the beginning is because I'd already read the Leia book that came out before the Last Jedi, where she was introduced, and she was an awesome character. And I really enjoyed her character. So when I saw her and she's acting all like mysterious, like, oh, she's, is this person bad? Does this person know what she's doing? I'm sitting there going, I know exactly what she's doing. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I know that what she's doing is the right thing. Now, the reason that Poe doesn't like it, sure. But that also creates the conflict, right? And that conflict is part of storytelling and all that kind of stuff. I'm all for it. The problem is they just didn't sell it enough. And you can argue there's plenty of other problems in Last Jedi. But for me, those are the two biggest issues with that movie. To me, the Luke, I love the Luke stuff. And I'm talking about Last Jedi again. Why am I doing that? Damn it. Bucho, you did that. And A Force Awakens was going to have Luke using the Force at the end, but had to change it to fit with Johnson's script. That's true, Ted. But the thing was, okay, so Johnson had read the script for The Force Awakens. He didn't know the ending of the movie or anything like that. All he knew is that Luke had disappeared. And so he goes off and he's thinking about it probably during production, and he's thinking about it and he's like, okay, here's the answer. Here's what I'm coming up with. It makes the most sense for me. It makes the most sense for the story, all that kind of stuff. He goes in and finds out that Abrams wants Super Luke at the end with shit flying around him. Why? Number one, why? For what purpose? Oh, Luke is so powerful. Why? But why though? Have we ever seen a Jedi do that? Why? What's the purpose? What's the purpose of that? And Johnson said, hey, can you not do that? Because I've got a different idea that I'm going with. I don't know. I thought Jon Favreau was Greg Grunberg from Heroes. I was so proud of him for moving up. Nope, different dude. Yes. Who's also a fan of J.J. Abrams, right? And that's why he's in The Force Awakens. Agreed, Bochu, as he asked Kennedy, J.J. Abrams, if he could do that, Kennedy is not 100% blameless. Oh yeah, I'm not saying she's blameless, but blaming everything that went wrong with Star Wars on Kathleen Kennedy is, I'm sorry, it's kind of misogynistic. A little bit. You have to look at the whole thing, and I just don't think that that's part of the whole thing. I actually lost a like off of what I said somewhere. And that's okay. That's okay. You know what? The internet is a place of conversation, and that's what this is about. We haven't made it into like any of the news, but that's okay. This is fun. The Raid trilogy was okay. My niece loved them. Good enough for me. I mean, that's I need to turn my phone off. The thing is though, it's in a way, you're looking at a studio, any IP, again, if you just do me a favor, wherever you stand on Star Wars, wherever you stand on Star Trek, all that stuff, from here on out, just look at what is released with these new eyes and realize that they don't, okay, is it possible that they don't actually care if the fans like it? They don't care if people actually like the movie. They're just trying to squeeze out as many dollars from our pockets as possible. If you can do that, then you can understand how some of these decisions are made. And then at the same time, you can adjust your expectations accordingly. I'm very disappointed that The Rise of Skywalker didn't take what The Last Jedi had and run with it. They didn't. They decided to, okay, we're going to fix a bunch of issues and just try to make a really fan-friendly movie. No, you didn't. You screwed up the story, is what you did, by bringing Palpatine back. But anyway, when you do that, if you can look at things like that, then you can understand it a little bit. And then maybe understand that maybe some of the, like, I can't even blame, you can blame J.J. Abrams for a lot of stuff that went wrong. Okay, you can do that. You can say that. But you can also blame Lawrence Kasdan. And you can also blame some of the people on the higher ups that forced them to make those decisions. Like, oh, we have a story that takes what The Last Jedi gave and tried to move on with it. Now, would it have been any better? Who knows? But they fired Colin Trevorrow and decided to go a new direction based off of Reddit threads. I don't know what they did, but that's the thing. Luke having quit and run away is an Abrams Kasdan idea from The Force Awakens, not a Rian Johnson idea. True. Johnson just ran with that JJ idea about Luke running away, including fixing the end of The Force Awakens, because it would have made zero sense for Luke to be doing Force stuff given what Han had said. True. Subverting expectations isn't always a good thing. True. But the subverting expectations thing that people keep attributing to Rian Johnson has nothing to do with Star Wars. He was talking in general about nobody, I can guarantee you, until The Last Jedi came out, no one used the word subverting I say no one. Very few people used it wasn't a mainstream term, this subverting expectations thing. Was not a mainstream term. Someone saw a Rian Johnson interview where he's talking about storytelling. He says subverting expectations, and people picked up on it and blew it out of proportion. And now people are trumpeting that. And I'm not saying that you are, Ted, but that's a thing that it irritates me a little bit just to see those words, because I know that he wasn't talking about Star Wars. People already didn't like Rian Johnson because he would put up those little stickers he made that says your Snoke theory sucks. He was messing around with the fan base. The problem was the fan base, some people can't take things for a joke. And that's it. Have I seen the new Ahsoka trailer? Rob, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it, Rob. When it came to the Luke stuff, Rian stayed true to what JJ set up in The Force Awakens. No subversion there. True. She screwed up on some things and made some bad decisions, but not everything. Well, true, but how do you know she was the one that did all that? That's the thing. We don't. Subversion was the Snoke stuff, which I support 1,138% because Snoke sucked in The Force Awakens. I mean, Snoke was low rent emperor anyway. Like I said, I've said this before and I'll say it again. My biggest takeaway from The Last Jedi was, holy shit, this guy who can't control his anger, who is so freaking bent out of shape about everything, is now in charge. The guy that has looked up to Vader his whole life, his grandfather, and all of a sudden he's in charge? What the hell does this mean? A complete loose cannon. Somebody who's going to do all kinds of terrible things just because he can. Oh my God, what are we going to get in Rise of Skywalker? And what do we get? The first 5 minutes, he's no longer in charge. It was the most exciting thing about The Last Jedi, was somebody who looked up to Vader and pulled off something Vader never did. Vader never was in charge. He was never in charge. He is now the man. And they took it away from him immediately. So, anyway. It's probably not even really fair for me to blame Kaz and Abrams for turning Luke into a quitter. That was reportedly a Lucas idea from way back. True. Well, I mean, the situations, there's probably it's like an outline of things. And they looked at that and they go, okay, let's change this here. Let's move this here. Let's change the reason here, blah, blah, blah. But who knows? Trevorrow quit because what he wanted to do wouldn't work anymore. No, he was fired. He was fired because they said, "Oh, the Book of Henry did really bad." That was their reasoning, but it wasn't. It's probably because The Last Jedi was out, and they went, "We got to do something because we're not going to make our $1 billion off of this movie if we don't do something. We got to change things up. This script ain't going to do it." That's what I'm saying. Very true. I haven't heard that until Last Jedi was out. I'm not sure which part, Wraith, you're talking about. How did we get on Star Wars? Bucho. Yeah, exactly. Bucho. Yeah. Brick is an amazing Rian Johnson. Look, if there's anything that you can take away from this, number one, studios don't care if you like their movies. They only care if they're profitable. They couldn't care less. They could not possibly care less. They don't care if you like the movie. All they care is it profitable? That's it. That's it. Why do you think they keep making Fast and Furious movies? It's not because they're good. It's because they know stupid kids will go watch them. Sorry. I know there's some Fast and Furious fans in here. I'm just saying. That's why. That's why they keep making Transformers movies. Even though those haven't been very profitable lately either. Somehow Bucho returned. Exactly. Last Jedi was better than Rise of Skywalker, but not a fan of them. No, hey, I get that too. But hey, I feel like there's some pulling back here. There's some pulling back. And I don't want that. The thing is, it's all a conversation, right? Somebody probably took away their light because I said Fast and Furious was made for kids. I'm sorry. Look, I have some opinions, and some of them aren't as popular. But for me, it's once I started seeing things through those eyes, through the idea that the studios really don't care if you like them or not. It's all about profit. It gave me peace. It made me realize, dude, what are we all fighting about? It's those bastards up there that did it. And I just don't think Kathleen Kennedy would, but who knows? I don't know. I don't know any more than you do. The only people that know that were the people that were making those decisions, and those aren't us. All I know is there are things about the sequel trilogy. The thing is, beautiful. There's some beautiful shots in in those movies, like some amazing looking stuff. The music, John Williams, come on. How many people will fault John Williams on any of that? No, nobody. How many people are faulting Adam Driver on any of that? Very few, if any. Adam Driver was awesome. But there's problems. And that's just the way it goes. But look, let's talk some more hey. Let's stop yelling at each other. No, we're not yet. Nobody's yelling, but they got to find a way to make movies cheaper and stop putting them online so quick. I mean, well, that's a thing. Rob did another Last Jedi, but see, I didn't really go into that very much. But I'm just saying, the sequel trilogy definitely has its problems, but it looks beautiful. It sounds beautiful. The acting is pretty good. And you say, well, I didn't like it when Rey did this. Well, that's writing. That's not Daisy Ridley. You know? Oh, I didn't like it when Poe did this. Well, that's that's not Oscar Isaac. That's the writer, Lawrence Kasdan and J.J. Abrams or Rian Johnson or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think the acting was the problem. Man, they fly now. Come on. Terrible lines. That wasn't their fault. It was the writers. Anyway. Those Fast and Furious movies are dumb and I'm stupider for watching them. Keeps wife happy. Hey. The old saying you can't get blood from A isn't true when it comes to Hollywood and making one movie into whole library films. I'm having a problem here. I don't understand. Only giving my money to see a movie if there's quality there. Old IP. Sorry. Sorry, Pop Hunter. Old IP or new, if the story is great and the world in the film is intriguing, I'll go see it. Yeah. Timestamp Star Wars conversation over. Library films. Gotcha. You can't squeeze blood from a stone unless you're Jesus. I don't know. I'm foggy on religion. But yeah, let's move on. We were talking about Barbie earlier. Look at this. First reactions from Barbie premiere praise humor, Gosling scene stealing Ken. My fault, Pop Hunter. No problem, man. No problem. No problem at all. But here's the thing. Look, I can't officially quit Twitter before telling you all that Barbie is currently my favorite film of the year. Greta Gerwig somehow exceeded my expectations. She tackles the positives and negatives of Barbie so beautifully. Give Ryan Gosling an Oscar nomination. I'm dead serious. Barbie is a cinematic triumph. Gerwig is at the top of her game here. She's crafted a film that's not only gorgeous to look at, but poignant, clever, and hilarious. Margot Robbie delivers an endearing and memorable performance, though it's Gosling who stole every scene he was in. Barbie is a triumph. Pitch perfect script backed by great performances, particularly from Ryan Gosling, turns what could be a simple studio comedy into a sharp commentary on our society that makes its nuance palpable for those that may not take it at face value. It's palatable for those that may not take it at face value. Wow, that's an interesting sentence. But yes, look, did you say they did a sequel to Meg? Yeah, they did a sequel to the Meg. Yes, but yeah, but no, I'm looking at that and I said, when I heard they were making a Barbie movie, I'm like, I'm not gonna watch that. Somehow they have made me want to watch this movie. The trailers are hilarious. And there's a story there, and it makes me like this could get emotional. Like, holy crap. I mean, I think they've done an amazing job here with Barbie. So I'm interested to see how that goes. Of course, it's coming out the same day as Oppenheimer. And that's what I'm going to spend my money on, just saying. But hey, they've spent some money recreating all those Barbie dresses Margot keeps wearing everywhere. Right. And it's cool. It's really, really cool. Really cool stuff. What is Sound of Freedom? Sound of Freedom is a movie about child sex trafficking, apparently, and starring Jim Caviezel. It was owned by, or it was going to be at least partially distributed, paid to be distributed by 20th Century Fox. And it was one of those movies, because it was actually filmed in 2018. And somehow it got, I guess Disney, it just kind of fell off Disney's radar, and it was picked up by, I think it's called Angel Studios, which is mainly a faith-based production company / studio. So they put it out, and then they did this amazing marketing for the movie. They did this thing with the pay it forward with the tickets where you can go on and see. Apparently, that's one of the things that I who was it? Dan Morell, I think, did a whole thing about it where he was talking about it, where he went and paid for the movie. He went and watched the movie because he wanted to know what it was about. He said it was a pretty good movie. He said, but then he wanted to know more about the back end of it. So he went on there and did a whole pay it forward thing where you pay for somebody else to watch the movie basically, and then you can claim a free ticket by going on there. But what happens is you go in a queue, and then eventually you'll get a ticket or something, because you like pick your time that you want to go see it, and then you get in a queue, and then maybe you'll get to see it. At the time that he did the video, he said he still hadn't received his email to receive his ticket, so don't know. But then it also says that any money left over after the I guess maybe after the movie's done its theatrical run, that they will take it and either give it to someone to stream, or they will use it for future projects. And I'm like, something sounds fishy there. I don't know the whole story, but yeah, the fact is, Sound of Freedom apparently is a very, very, it's been a very, very popular movie because it's and Wraith saw it. Wraith saw it. He said it was really good. So yeah. Rewatching the first Mission Impossible, I forgot Jean Reno and Emilio Estevez is in the movie. Yeah, it's great, right? See, okay. This is not giving a spoiler away unless you haven't seen the first Mission Impossible. But I would love to see Emilio Estevez back. Like he's not dead. And he's trying to get revenge on Ethan Hunt for leaving him for dead. I think it'd be cool. They probably will never do it. But I think it'd be cool because I like Emilio Estevez. And it's been a while since he's been in anything. So it'd be kind of cool. But yeah, Sound of Freedom is interesting. I just don't know if I want to. In the Barbie movie, I heard Ken finds out he's a replicant. Damn, Bucho. Yeah, they keep trying to make it into, one of those movies. But this was made way before the whole, yep, exactly. I'll watch at home, don't want to cry in the movie theater. You know what's weird, though? I don't mind crying in a theater. Maybe it's because I just don't give a crap what people think about me. But yeah, I'll cry. I'll freaking cry. I don't care. And it's weird how like certain trailers will make me tear up. You know? I don't care. I've heard Caviezel in interviews the dude is troubled. It's what I've heard. It's what I've heard. And it's a shame too because I think he's a really good actor. But yeah. That's a thing. Why were there spikes in that elevator shaft? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah. And here's the funny thing. It's something that I heard. I don't remember who said it. I think it was Jeremy Johns that said this. Do you realize that Tom Cruise is older now than Jon Voight was in the first Mission Impossible? Wow. Yeah, you would agree. Mucho dropping spoilers. But yeah, isn't that amazing? So, I've cried through like 20% of my Final Fantasy 16 playthroughs live on the internet. Zero. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's weird. It's like I have a problem crying on stream. I don't want to cry on stream, but I'll cry in a movie theater. That's weird. Maybe it's because I know that those people won't ever, they don't get to rewatch it. I don't know. No, Rob, let's think about it. Think about what? Oh, the spikes? Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. Him and Mel Gibson are good friends, so there is that. Yeah, I don't know. The elevator was a secure location. Perhaps it was a security measure to kill intruders. Real men cry? Yeah. See, here's the thing. So, the script that we're working on, right? The Adventures in Game Chasing adjacent movie, right? I don't know if there's any parts where I have to get super emotional. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I wasn't thinking about that when I was writing. I was literally just writing whatever's going to work. But there might be moments where I have to cry on command, and I can do that. I actually thought about it the other day. I was like, are there any scenes where I have to cry? I don't think so. But maybe it would work. I can cry on command. It's kind of nuts. So, I mean, it takes me a couple of minutes, but I can pretty much just turn on the waterworks. So that'd be kind of interesting, wouldn't it? It'd be kind of cool. I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool. Heard they're trying to do a Passion of the Christ too. Not sure how that would work. Jesus is back and he's pissed. No, I don't know. And I also want to be careful about, I don't want to make light of Christianity, even though I'm pretty fairly agnostic, right? I still want to respect those people that do, because the thing is, if it works for you, it's kind of the way I look at the world. If it works for you and you're not hurting anybody, go for it. The problem is when you're trying to come at me with that stuff. Just, hey, I'm good. I'm okay. But anyway, sorry. I cried at Fast 10 and how stupid I was. I've said many times where, I hated a movie so much that it gave me a headache because my eyes were rolling back in my head so much. Humans cry. Well, ones capable of empathy do. Real people that aren't fake AF and have EQ cry, LOL. I don't know why that was so hard for me to read. Am I okay? Cried watching Titanic when the girl I was watching it put in the second tape. See, exactly. Like Gandhi 2 and UHF. Yeah, how do you do? I don't know how you do it. The only people who don't cry are sociopaths. See, the thing is, I like Titanic. I'm probably going to lose another like, but I like Titanic. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good movie. And I don't really care that much about, like, oh, could Leo fit? No, he fell off of it and he wanted to save her, so he did it. And I think I saw it twice in the theater too. I liked it. I thought it was good. I just like James Cameron though. I'm removing my like. Well, somebody did. Because I was at 10 likes. Now I'm at 9. So there's that. But look, here we go. Some actual news. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman show off their Deadpool 3 costumes in new set photos. I don't think this is a spoiler, especially since it's been everywhere. But yeah. Wolverine. Deadpool 3. Kind of interesting. There's him without spiky things. I mean, look, here's the thing. I am not the biggest fan of Deadpool. Excuse me. I'm not the biggest Deadpool fan. And the reason that I say that is because Deadpool is like, to me, it's all of those cringe wannabe trolls on the internet, but he's a comic book character. It's in a lot of ways, it's being foul and edgelord just to do that for the sake of it. But I still enjoyed those movies. I still watched them and I still got a kick out of them. So there you go. But I mean, this is interesting to me. Titanic was good. I remember it being a big deal when it was being released on VHS at Blockbuster. I know, man. Oof. You did. I'll give it back now. That's okay, dude. Hey, Ted, look, here's the thing. You guys like, dislike, whatever you want to do. I'm in this because I enjoy doing it and I enjoy talking with you guys, and having the conversation. Just having the conversation is worth it to me. It's all good. This looks awesome and makes me happy. Yeah, I'm interested. I'm interested to see how it turns out. That classic yellow suit does make him look like a created character in a cutscene. I mean, a little bit, but I am definitely removing my like. Ha ha ha. Just kidding. Or am I, Rob? Hey, you guys, like I said, you do what you want. Deadpool 2 was better than the first. I don't remember them. I've only seen them once. Deadpool was edgelord before internet culture even popped off. Yes, but as someone who knew of the character but didn't know the character until that, the way that the edgelords kind of trumpet Deadpool stuff, I don't know. The Brad Pitt cameo. You ever watch that Mission Impossible 1 scene where Ethan was hanging by the wires with your surround sound system? No, I have not. That's actually a really good idea. That whole movie has some interesting sound in it. Rufus, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I would say they ruined it. It just... It's kind of like, what was, when a certain politician played a certain song and then the artist got really mad. Yeah, because what happens is you start to equate things, and it's just what happens. And especially the hive mind of the internet tends to do that. It's the same reason why Sound of Freedom has been looked at as maybe a right-wing, maybe a little right-wing kind of movie, when it's really not. It's not, it's that movie is not from what I've heard, is not a political thing. And it's just, yeah. Anyway. So trailers. Lots of trailers have come out. And the first one that I want to talk about is one that maybe not a whole lot of people saw. Maybe some people don't even know about it. But really the reason is because, holy crap, the trailer is nuts. Godzilla -1. I'm not even into Godzilla, okay? That's a Grindhead Jim thing. I'm not even into Godzilla, but holy crap. This looked kind of ridiculous. And I think the poster is, I'm just going to say it, I think the poster's cool as shit. I think the poster looks amazing. So, yeah. I don't know when that trailer came out, but I saw it today and I saw the poster and I'm like, damn, that's cool. So cool. Kaiju Flicks Rock, Cloverfield is my favorite. It's not a bad one. It's a good one. Hollywood have run out of a lot of good ideas for films, and I can't stand most remakes. All true. But yeah, some kaiju movies, holy crap. I think the internet folk have ruined being a fan of Rick and Morty like that. Like, it's just good, smart sci-fi. Leave me alone. Exactly. I don't want people... And here's the thing. It's almost like I don't want you thinking I'm a... Because here's the thing. We are as the human race, we make shortcuts. You want to do a little bit of like psychology, sociology, right? I believe that every human on the planet, they make mental shortcuts in their head. You might say, well, are you Republican or Democrat? You immediately know. Right? And why? Because you're not because you're thinking of all of the reasons why. You're just thinking, oh no, I've made all that decision. So now I don't have to think about that anymore. I'm just this. Right? We do mental shortcuts all the time. And the one thing that I don't want is, like, I don't want people to think that I'm into choking women because I like The Flash. So it's weird how the extracurricular stuff that happens when a movie comes out or when a movie's about to come out or whatever, how you talking about a certain thing can get you lumped in with this group when really you're just, it's why I don't put stuff in my bio. I don't tweet a lot of political stuff or whatever because I'm into, nope, Chris, nope, not into choking women. I know you're kidding. You're welcome. Good to see you. But yeah, that's why I'm kind of like, look, if you want to know how I stand on something, you can ask me and I'll tell you. Like, hey, this might be controversial, but I think stealing from people isn't right. I mean, isn't wrong. It's not right. You shouldn't steal from people. I know. You shouldn't commit murder. Oh. But yeah. Ferris Bueller ruined Godzilla for a few years. Remember that, folks? Bueller. King Ghidorah. What? Pop Hunter? Come on. Nobody clipped that. I just said, yeah. But you know what I mean? You get what I'm saying. So the fact that you like Rick and Morty, then people will automatically, oh, well, then you must be one of those blah, blah, blah. No, I just like the show. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying. But let's get it. Hey, trailers, okay? So then, this came out the other day. And I mean, Ridley Scott, man. Ridley freaking Scott. Holy crap, this looks good. This looks really, really good. I can't say enough about Ridley Scott. I mean, I've said it many, many times. I'm a Ridley Scott freak. Love that Blade Runner Order 42 logo. I was trying to do my if you do the research, it is different. The letters are different, but then I was like, it's kind of halfway between Blade Runner and ESPN, but I don't care. I like it. I think it's cool. And I know that it's unique because I edited the text and made it my own. So there you go. But I do love it. But yes, Napoleon. Man, this movie looks great. Here's another look at the poster. Joaquin Phoenix. I'm into this. I think it looks great. If you haven't seen it, you ought to check it out. It looks like top tier Ridley, which is really cool. Very, very excited. Now, the one that you guys kept talking about. Oh my God. Let's talk about it. In fact, where's oh, that's okay. I just didn't. All right. Can I please? Can I please? There's that. And oh, well, it's not the biggest picture, but here's the new poster that came out today. I saved it, but then didn't save a large copy of it, but there you go. Yeah. Looks cool. I think this look, there we go. Let's put it behind the logo. But yeah. You just now got a live notification. Well, Ricky, you missed out. And look what you missed out on. That's right. It was what won the first one. Ricky. Dude, you know every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Come on. I didn't even finish going through my Criterion movies. But yeah, Ahsoka, this looks amazing. And I also find it strange that Sabine is like, what? I didn't think that she had any force powers either, but I guess we'll see. And I really like the idea that they're literally just leaning into the fact that this is basically Rebels season 5. I don't think you'll have to watch Rebels to understand what's going on in this show. I think they're going to do a really good job of getting you up to speed with who these people are. But I think it would help if you watched Rebels before you watched Ahsoka. I think there's going to be, it's kind of like, I mean, I don't know. I think you'll get more out of it if you watch Rebels. And you know what? Rebels is good. Rebels is really good. But yeah, man, I think it looks great. I think it looks really, really good. The Filoni, this is Filoni's story. How is he going to mess that up with continuity issues? Well, I mean, you would hope that he wouldn't. But I mean, who knows? That's the thing, man. Like I said, there's and plus from a writer standpoint, it's weird how there are things, and this happened to me many times writing our script, and then of course it can happen with anybody. You take something out thinking, oh yeah, that it's not needed, but it really was needed because there was something in that added to it. Because I mean, it's kind of like, to me, movies are like a sandwich. Or a house. A house is probably better. There's a foundation and then there's layers. What's something that, I don't know. What I'm saying is you can take one element out of a sandwich and it can still be fine, but it's better with it in. And sometimes you can add too much and it makes it bloated and kind of hard to eat. But if you make it too thin, then it's just forgettable and it doesn't have any substance. But man, you mix your own sauces. The food analogy is not working. You get what I'm saying? Who knows what's going to happen? I'm hoping that because Filoni is so close to this content, or close to the story, I should say, that he will do a good enough job at telling the story the way that he thinks it should be told. I mean, chances are good. This is probably going to be pretty good. But who knows? There are decisions already made that I'm kind of like again, Sabine. I'm confused. I'm like, was she force sensitive? I don't know. Fixed my Blazer though. New fuel pump and filter. She good now. Ricky, congratulations. I would like to see a Silver Surfer origin movie. Norin Red, mother. I prefer DC over Marvel, but both are good. You know what? I'll tell you this right now. I've been watching the DC animated. Pop Hunter, I don't think you were here. Or maybe you were, and maybe you were not chatting or whatever. Maybe you were, maybe you weren't. I'll just tell you this. A few weeks ago, Wario64. If you don't follow him on Twitter, you should, because he posts good deals all the time. Really wow, that's a good deal. He posted this mistake on iTunes. It was all 30 of the DC animated movie collection. It was that collection, which is usually like $50, $60, $70, $80, $100, however much it is. iTunes put it on sale for $7.99. So for $8, I got 30 of the DC animated films. I got to tell you right now, I love them. I mean, some of them are better than others, sure. But man, I'm like, dude, just do this. Dude, what's the problem? These are great. I've really, really enjoyed it. And yes, great deal. Amazing deal. Because I bought it at like 11. It went on sale at 11 p.m. my time, Central Time, right? I bought it around 11 a.m. the next morning when I saw the deal. It went back up to its regular price at like 1 p.m. my time. So somebody messed up. Somebody completely messed up over at iTunes. Because that was not supposed to be that way. Rock on, Robert Bucho. Have a good one, sir. Thanks for the Last Jedi talk. It's good. It's fun. Even though I didn't want to. But we did, and it was fun. Even though I probably lost some viewers and likes. It's okay. But what was I saying? Yeah, DC animated. Man, they're great. They're really, really good. Yeah, everybody say bye to Bucho. There he goes. Bye. Anyway. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. It's some really, really good stuff. And it's especially after seeing Across the Spider-Verse, I'm sitting there going, this is an amazing movie. And so much better than most of the comic book movies I've seen in a long time. Why don't they just make them animated? They're easier to make. Well, in theory, they're easier to make. I mean, apparently the I don't know if, you guys, some people might have not been here, but apparently there was some crunch problems with Across the Spider-Verse. But man, it's cheaper, and you can get, I mean, you don't have to hire, Robert Downey Jr. You can hire somebody that sounded like Robert Downey Jr. and save a lot of money. I'm just saying, why don't they do that? For the comic book movies, just make them animated. I'm cool with that. But anyway. DCAU is A tier. It's really good. If they make Sabine a Force user, they better have a good explanation for why Kanan didn't say anything. I mean, he was more than willing to train Ezra. Sure, but at the same time, though, there's nothing that says that in between the end of Rebels and Rebel Season 4 and the beginning of Ahsoka that something didn't happen. Man, I don't know why that does that. It's probably just because I'm talking so damn much. Like, my teeth, like, I guess because I talk so much, it's like it frays my lips. It's weird. It's just Ahsoka making it look like Sabine has the Force. Like, spoiler, when Luke makes the Ewoks thing, 3PO has the Force. I don't know about that. Better than Ezra actually put on a damn good show. Saw them in a tiny venue. Really good time. Better than Ezra. Oh, you're saying that because of... But yeah, that was a great deal, man. $7.99. It was amazing. It's amazing. But I've been really enjoying it. DC animated films are arguably better than their live action movies, unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah, get back to it, Carbonite. Get back to the DCA. I just finished Superman Unbound. I think I'm like 15 movies in of the 30. And then I'm going to keep going. I don't think Kanan was sexist. I think Kanan was focused on Ezra. But I don't know, man. It's weird. It's weird. But who knows? I think Ahsoka looks good, and I'm excited for it. I really hope that it's as good as it looks. That's all I can say. I hope it's good. FCG. Pop Hunter, by the way, I do curse on this channel. Sometimes I have family come in. And so I try to keep things pretty PG-13. So if you're wondering, that's why. Because every now and then my dad will just pop up or my aunt will pop in or something like that. It's like, I just said bad words. You know what I mean? I just try to keep it clean. And most of the time I feel like I don't need to anyway. But just so you know. Across the Spider-Verse was a masterpiece when you think about Hollywood actors taking voice actors' jobs. Example, Chris Pratt as Mario. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. In fact, look, look, do what you want. But there's a really, really good interview on my channel with Joe Ockman. And he is a voice actor and he's done many, many, many things. He did a character in Red Dead Redemption. He's done some work on Adventures. Oh God, what's it? JoJo's Adventures? Is that it? He's I believe the current voice of Jiminy Cricket for Disney. Basically voice actor, right? And, you don't have to apologize, Pop Hunter. No, I'm not apologizing. I'm not apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm just saying, me personally, I don't typically curse. So if you're thinking I'm not reading your stuff, I am. I just, sometimes I'll say it, sometimes I won't. Just saying. Anyway, very, very good. Very, very, like really fun interview too. I just had a good time talking to him. So you should watch it. If you're interested. And we talk about that kind of, I don't know if we actually talked about that. In a way, it's understandable, because kids will watch anything that their parents will take. Kids will pretty much watch anything their parents take them to. But it's basically, hey, if we can get Chris Pratt as Mario, then this person who's a fan of Chris Pratt will go, oh, you know what? That's a good movie. I like Chris Pratt, so this might be something I can enjoy. I'm going to take the kids. I'm going to take the kids to go see that. You know what I mean? So I think that's basically why. But it still sucks. Oh, man, I can't just roll over and over on D4? Nope. No rolling. Are you playing Diablo 4, you son of a... Anyway. Avatar is basically a cartoon. Yeah. And Pop Hunter thinks Avatar sucks. I'm just kidding. I really like the first Avatar. The second one, not quite as good, but I still like it. And it's James Cameron. So it's kind of like, I'm sorry, but James Cameron has a pass for the rest of his career. Sorry. I didn't make up the rules, but that's the way it is. James Cameron has a pass. I do make up the rules in my own mind, though, you know? And for me, James Cameron, if James Cameron's name is on it, I want to see it. And so, yeah. Speaking of James Cameron, anybody see this? Confirms he's working on new Alita Battle Angel films, as in plural. Anybody see this? This is what he said. He's moving houses, and he said it just doesn't make sense for where he lives now. He says on Avatar, I'm working in Wellington and Los Angeles, and on the new Alita Battle Angel films, I'll be working in Austin. So it just didn't make sense for us to live there anymore. Films. I like the Alita Battle Angel a lot. I mean, I liked it a lot. And there you go, Billy. There you go. Another weird glitch. But look, I like the Alita Battle Angel. I want to see it. Or I want to see the sequels. So yeah. And no, Ricky, I have not seen Constantine yet. Kind of wish Disney would take the legacy Star Wars stories and animate them like DC animated movies. Dude, have you seen the little shorts they've done? Those shorts are awesome. I think that'd be really cool too. Has anyone seen the new Superman show on Max? Haven't heard good things. No. Do I know about this? I have to know about this, but no. I haven't. Anybody? I like when they do different CG. That's why I really want to see TMNT. It looks so different, but as a whole, the movie trailer just makes it seem like it would be fun. Exactly. Dude, we saw the trailer again last night in Mission Impossible, and it was like, man, this looks fun. This looks like it's going to be fun. I'm all for it. I hate it when they cast people in live action remakes that aren't the same nationality as the character in the animation versions. I guess I never really thought about it. That doesn't usually bother me. I'm just being honest. It doesn't usually bother me. It just depends. It depends on the part. It depends on if the nationality is important enough to the character, then yeah. This is just an example, but Black Panther, that would be weird, right? Casting a different race in that role, but that is integral to the character. I don't know. It just doesn't usually bother me. I hope it doesn't suck. I've been waiting on the second movie, right? For Alita, right? I think it looks good. Or I think it looks good. I love the movie. I thought it looked great. There are parts of that movie that are dumb as hell, but there was other stuff that I really liked. So I heard Rodriguez did Book of Boba Fett to get them to do another Alita. Hey, if it works, cool. Unfortunately, Book of Boba Fett was kind of poop. So for me, okay, there's a lot of people that still liked Book of Boba Fett, and if that's the case, I'm all for it, dude. You watch that Book of Boba Fett. I myself did not care for it. I didn't care for most of Obi-Wan, and I thought Andor was the best thing that Disney any Star Wars, probably since the original trilogy, maybe since Empire. I may like Andor more than Return of the Jedi. I know, but I love it. I love Andor a lot. And I'm including Rogue One in that. I don't think Rogue One was an entirely successful movie, but they took that character and put him in this show, and man, it's going to make Rogue One even better just by, knowing more about the character. That's the main reason that Rogue One didn't affect me, because I felt like the characterization wasn't good enough for me. On repeat viewings, yeah, you start to get things. But on first viewing, I was like, who are these people? The only one I remembered was the damn robot. But anyway. As long as they act good, then I don't care. I mean, Aladdin was Steve from Full House. Was it? I don't know. Nick Fury was white, not black. That's one there, even though I love Sam Jackson. Yeah, but I mean, there was nothing in his character that... I mean, I'll put it to you this way. And I mean, I totally understand what you're saying, okay? Because that does happen from time to time, and sometimes it is very jarring. But I'll tell you right now, can you tell me who would have been better as Nick Fury than Sam Jackson? Because I love him as Nick Fury. I do. I do. In fact, keep putting Sam Jackson in anything you want. This is also one of the other, and again, everybody's got their opinion, and that's completely fine. I'm just telling you what I think. I also said, it was when we were talking about, it was when Rings of Power wasn't out yet, and they were talking about what is he, Puerto Rican guy who's an elf, and people were like, that doesn't make any sense or whatever, and I'm like, I mean, I guess if you're gonna go, I mean, I don't know. All I know is in fact, he was probably one of my favorite parts of the show. But if you go back to the original Lord of the Rings, right? 2001, 2002, 2003, right? And that when those came out? Anyway, doesn't matter. Stuart Townsend was Aragorn, right? And after filming some, they were like, he's not working. We got to get somebody different. So they brought in Viggo Mortensen. Now, if they had brought in, I'm just going to say it, if they'd brought in Idris Elba instead, I would have been like, oh, yeah. Sure. Cool. Because Idris Elba's awesome. Get the right man for the part. And I can guarantee you there's very few people that could have played that part as cool as Samuel L. Jackson did. And that's kind of what I think. But there you go. Throwing that. I mean, in a lot of ways, it's me throwing my hat in the ring kind of a little bit, this show. And just trying to, hey, we all have opinions. Ed Harris, Bruce Greenwood, both good choices for Nick Fury. True, but you also have to consider, there's a lot of things to consider here. You can say, oh yeah, this actor would have been better. This actor would have been better. But what if that actor didn't want to do it? What if the contract said, you have to sign on for so many movies and so many appearances where you're not the main star, you're just basically showing up and doing this, I mean, if you think about it, Samuel L. Jackson didn't have a whole lot to do from Iron Man to Avengers. To commit to that, all the way to Secret Invasion, it's hard to commit to that, right? Or it's hard for some actors to commit to that. Maybe they went to those and they said no. And then somebody went, what would be cool? Who I think would probably really want to do it? Because Samuel Jackson's a freaking nerd. He's a freaking nerd, right? He would love to do this. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. I don't know enough about the the casting back then. But I mean, who knows? I'm a big fan of Boba Fett to where I have a tattoo of his helmet on Wicket the Ewok, and I did not enjoy Book of Boba Fett. Well, there you go. But the thing is, there were problems with that. It's anytime a story shuffles around in a studio for that long, it's kind of scary what's going to happen, you know? And that one definitely was a movie, and then it was, I mean, I think it started with, didn't it start with, what's his name? Mangle? James Mangle? So who knows? Sam Jackson let him use his likeness in Marvel Ultimate. If they let him do the role, if they ever made movies like half a decade later, the MCU, yeah, I mean, who knows? And Andor did get better as it went along, for sure. Still want to see Edward's cut of Rogue One. It could have been interesting. Probably never happened, though. Disney's that way. I mean, how many times have we seen a director's cut from anything from a Disney movie? Never, to my knowledge. Nick Cage? David Hasselhoff was the OG Nick Fury. Yeah, but is David Hasselhoff... Come on. Can David Hasselhoff act alongside these other actors? I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, I don't like discounting anybody's talent, but David Hasselhoff isn't exactly what you would consider. I don't know. Just saying. Marvel Ultimate Nick Fury is based on Samuel L., and they were contracted to let him play the role. There you go. So, Pirates of the Caribbean 1 is 20 years old. Wow. Right? Wow. And it's kind of funny. That's an upcoming short. No one cares about race swapping usually if the actor kills the role, I think. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Carbonite. Perfect. That's another perfect one. The Sandman race and gender swapped like crazy, but the actors nailed the parts. They absolutely did. God, man. That is seriously, if you could boil down, by the way, all the Sandman. Absolute editions. Awesome. Anyway, the Sandman's great. And if you could boil that series down and spit it out, I don't think you could get any better. I cry, dude. That death episode, man. God, it was so good. And pick me a better actor, gender or otherwise, for Desire. Seriously. To me, that's perfect casting for Desire. So good. But that's just me. No one can play Dom or Riddick except Vin Diesel. Yeah, Ricky wasn't here for my Fast and Furious movie thing. That's okay. I have no idea how many people they asked to audition for the role. Well, it's not just about audition. It's literally, hey, we want you to have this role. We would like you to do this. And I mean, my guess is that there probably weren't auditions. It was literally, hey, we want you for this part. Casting director calls you up, calls your agent up, says, hey, we want you for this part. But it requires you to sign contract or, whatever. Maybe they say, no, I don't want to sign on for those mini movies. No, I don't. And I'm going to be in how long? I'm going to be in the post-credit scene? You want me to come in and waste my time for a post-credit scene? It takes somebody who loves what happened, Nightbot? Oh, you're just thanking Nightbot. Well, thank you, Nightbot. See, everybody's got their own Nightbot. Mine sits over here in the corner and, just keeps track of things. Like, for example, if somebody were to say, hey, You know our good buddy Bucho? We did a podcast together called Send in the Clones. And we reviewed each and every Clone Wars animated series. We did a review on each and every one. Maybe you say, I want to watch that. Or I want to listen to it. Not watch it, because it's a podcast, audio podcast. But maybe you want to listen to it. Well, you type in !clones, and Nightbot, thank you, puts the link in chat. Look at that. Look at that. Thank you, Nightbot. Appreciate it. Nightbot gives me some shit every now and then. I'm just going to say. But a legendary feared bounty hunter should have had a show where he's a nice, tired old man who's against violence. Yeah. But he wants to take over as a crime lord. Oh, you're not theorizing. That's real stuff. I got you, Rufus. Gotcha. I can't support Disney or Nickelodeon when they mistreat their young actors. Better working conditions for child actors. Hey. Yeah, that's a thing. But see, here's the thing. And this is one of those things where you're like, but where does it stop? Because, man, I tried to do, I'm not going to tell you who it was, but probably about 7, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, I tried to do a personal boycott of a major chain. Impossible. It was impossible. Because then I found out, oh, this chain is also linked to this chain. Okay. And this chain. And they make that thing and this thing and this thing. And then, oh my God, it's everywhere. Okay. All right. Well, maybe I'll just, that's the thing, you know, and I totally get it, man. It's your prerogative and that's fine. But hey, I'll just say that mine didn't work because I wasn't strong enough to basically stop using half of my medicine cabinet, half of my refrigerator, and half of the chains that I like to go to eat and all that stuff too. So anyway, again, it's up to you, man. Do it. Do the thing. That's what we say here at Order 42. Do the thing, man. Do the thing. Swap Vin Diesel with The Rock, I wouldn't be able to tell. That's how Skynet took over. I'm watching you, Nightbot. Yeah. You hear that? Chris is watching you. Watching you. And here's the thing, too. It's just about anybody that's ever been on the show. So there's Billy. And when you put Billy in, what happens? Come on, Nightbot. Come on. Come on. Put it in the chat. Okay, thank you. There you go. Or it could be, I don't know. I think you just put !Joe. Isn't that right? Is that right? There you go. Joe Ockman has acted professionally in films, television, stage commercials, video games, animation, anime, and recorded books for over 30 years. That's just his website. But yeah. So anybody who's been on the show, they have one of those. So you name them, they're on there. Fox. Been on the show though. Yeah, some kids are afraid to speak up in danger of ruining their careers. Dude, I don't know if you've been paying attention. I don't want to get into it. I'm not going to get into it. But I don't know if you've been paying attention to some of the news that's been coming out about some child actors. Whoa. But let's get into more of the trailers. This was another one that came out today. I'm really curious. What have you guys seen this trailer yet? I'm really curious what people think about this because I have thoughts on it. I have thoughts. Pop Hunter. I mostly natural about eating local grown foods. I don't drink soft drinks, never eat out or fast food. Well, geez, Pop Hunter, you have more willpower than I do. You do. Is it Depp? No, that is Timothy Chalamet. No, and I'm saying, have you seen the trailer? The trailer came out today. This is coming out this Christmas. So it's Timothy Chalamet, discover how Willy became Wonka. Which is pretty terrible, actually, as a thing. But, yeah, you didn't think it looked that good. Okay. I've heard Stitcher's closing down. That is where I listen to podcasts because everyone going to YouTube for video podcasts has hurt them. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. I didn't know that. So you guys, so out of everybody here, Carbonite is the only one who has seen it, has seen the trailer, didn't think it looked that good. Might not be made for me though. That's true too. But about halfway through, my opinion changed. Like, changed. It was almost like, and again, not everybody's going to be the same. But for me, the new Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, the first trailer didn't do it for me. I was like, this is not for me. This is for the kids. The second trailer completely flipped and was like, holy crap, this looks fun. This looks fun. And then the last trailer that I watched last night was like, okay, I'm in. My wife said she's in. Let's do it. For me, this one started out by, I don't know, man. I don't know. But by about the halfway point, something changed. And I went, okay, this actually could be good. Now, here's the thing. I'm not completely convinced that Chalamet can do the playful, whimsy, that Willy Wonka needs. And it's, let's see, the makers of Paddington and one of the producers from Harry Potter did this. Paddington was great. Paddington's not made for me. Guess what? Love it. I love it. So it's one of those things where I don't know, this one might, I'm just saying, this one might be a thing. And I totally get it. Like right there, Chris, tired of reboots, remakes, redos, whatnot. I get it. And this is more of it's not a reboot. It's kind of a prequel, kind of, in a way. But, hey. Pop Hunter, I want to ask you about that in just a second. I want to ask you, if you don't mind talking about it. I'd love to hear from you. About that very thing. So anyway, I thought it looked pretty good. But who knows? That's the thing. A trailer is just a trailer. It's 2.5, 3 minutes maybe of a movie that hadn't come out yet. And they take the best parts and they show them to you. It may suck. But all I can say is that from what I saw, I was like, they might have something. They might have something here. I don't know. Timothy Chalamet might surprise me. But I don't know. Like I said, I just don't know if he can pull off the whimsy. That's my big question. Can he pull off that whimsy that Willy Wonka needs? That playful, Willy Wonka. You know what I mean? Just you got to be Willy Wonka. And I just don't know if he can do it. But there was something about it that was, it was just enough for me to go, okay, maybe. And that's really, I mean, if you think about it, that's really what a trailer is supposed to do, right? Especially the first trailer. This is the first trailer. The first trailer is supposed to make you go, okay. I mean, okay. Okay. Then the second trailer usually is the one where you go, okay, now we need to hook them. And so for that right now, I'm kind of like, I had zero interest, or maybe 5% interest, because I like Timothy. Dude, I'm just going to say it. I'm a Timothy Chalamet fanboy. I like that dude. I think he's a great actor, and I think he could be one of the best. He could be this generation's Leonardo DiCaprio. That's kind of how I look at it, where he continues to just do great role after great role after great role, and eventually win an Academy Award. That's what I think Timothy Chalamet's future is. I could be completely wrong. I was wrong about Lindsay Lohan. I thought she was going to be megastar. That didn't happen, so who knows? But all I know is I was at a very low interest rate. Now I'm interested. I'm definitely interested. So, and the last one on the list, the last one that came out today, trailer today, was Blue Beetle. Now, I just don't know. I just don't know about this one. I will say that I'm one of those people that I want everything to be good. And if it's not made for me, if it's a movie that's like totally like for example, the Twilight movies is just the example that I always seem to go to. The people that love Twilight, man, they love Twilight. And I wanted each and every one of those sequels to be as good for them as, say, Empire Strikes Back is for me. That's what I want for them. So even if it's not made for me, I still want it to be good. And I want it to be worthy. I want this to be good. But I don't know, man. Because you already started off, and I know this is... what's his name? What's his name? George Lopez. George Lopez is one of those people that, for whatever reason, he's always gotten on my nerves. Always. So the fact that he's in it takes it down a notch for me immediately. The difference is I really like Zolo. I think that's how you say his name. Zolo from Cobra Kai. I think that dude's awesome. I really like him. So I'm rooting for this movie, even if it does have George Lopez in it. And it's nothing against George Lopez. I just, for whatever reason, he's never made me laugh. And yeah, that's just a thing. Excuse me. But I don't know, man. This movie, it looks a little too something. There's something missing. I don't know. I just don't know about Blue Beetle, you know? I don't know. Second trailer, TMNT looks awesome. And third, yep. I used to be, okay. Pop Hunter. IBS, Barrett's esophagus, and Crohn's. I also have Crohn's. I take medication for Crohn's. And I also had, I don't know if you know this, but I had most of my, no, Billy, no. Hell no. I'm not going to do a twerk stream. Like Eric, no thank you. No thank you. You guys twerk way too much and more than enough for me. So some people are just better at other things. My gift is not in twerking. But the Crohn's, yeah. I had 7 surgeries over a period of 3 years. When it first happened, again, I'm trying to make this quick. My intestines ruptured. They had to remove them. So I have approximately 10 to 15% of my intestines left. Again, 7 surgeries over a 3-year period. Almost died when they ruptured. I went septic. I was in the hospital for 3 weeks. I was in the hospital over those 3 years. I was in the hospital for 2.5 months total. So out of 36 months, 2.5 months were spent in the hospital. The last year, more than a year, 17 months. Which that doesn't make sense. For 17 months, ending in, I think, April of 2017, I basically stayed at home all the time and I was on IV nutrition. So TPN. So for 17 months, the only thing I could have to eat every day was a small 2-ounce cup of mashed potatoes. That's all I could eat for 17 months. The rest of my nutrition came through IV. Over, I think at first they did it at 16 hours, then they sped it up. And by the end, it was about 10 hours. And I was able to eat more. But yeah, crazy. It was a crazy period in my life. And now I'm on the other side of it and able to, work on movies and help Billy and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm yeah. And the difference is there are certain foods that I can't eat. Or I should say I shouldn't eat because my body will react differently to them. So fresh, raw fruits and vegetables, look out. Because Rob is going to fart like no tomorrow. I would give Billy and Melvor a run for their money. I'll just say that. So I stay away from fresh fruits and vegetables for the most part. Cooked vegetables are fine. In fact, pretty much anything is doable in moderation. I have to really watch what I eat. Not so much what I eat, but how much I eat. And because if you think about the way your body works, yeah. But yeah, it's interesting to hear that. And I'm sure that you're on medication. Fart duel? I don't think so. They were like, hey, Rob, have this bushel of grapes so we can laugh at you. But yeah, it's what's weird is after this, and this was when I was 37, so that was a long time ago. I'm 47 now. So I've been on medication for that long. I didn't realize how much pain I was in. Like you grow, like I grew up with it and never really had huge flare-ups with the Crohn's, but I was in pain quite a bit and didn't realize how often and how painful it was. Because your mind, over time, your mind just kind of gets used to it, And that's why some people, they just dropped dead. Well, yeah, they were probably suffering. You didn't know it because they had gotten used to it. You can get used to anything, So anyway, it's just a weird thing. So there you go. But I hope you're okay. I hope you're in a good period and things are going well for you. And what's funny though is that, eating like that is probably a better thing anyway, Now what did I miss here? Disney and kid, yeah. Ricky loves those fast movies. No twerk stream. Yeah. So Ricky's not a fan of George Lopez either. I mean, look, it's the thing. I don't know. He's never made me laugh. But then again, for a long time, Ray Romano didn't make me laugh either. And then I saw something with him and I was like, oh man, wow, he's actually funny. So maybe it was just the show that sucked. I don't know. Are they doing another season of Cobra Kai? I think so. Had 2 close friends die from cancer in the same work. Wait. Oh, in the same week last month. Oh my God, Ted. Sorry to hear that, man. Thankfully, I was notified early, so I was able to keep it in check. Well, that's good. Yeah, see, I didn't have that issue because I didn't think anything was really wrong. I thought it was normal. I thought everybody feels like this. It's a weird thing, but yeah, I almost died because of it because I had been desensitized to stomach pain for years. Spent many days just in pain, sitting on the porcelain king, regretting what I ate earlier. Well, luckily, like I said, at this point, it's a very quick turnaround. I'll just say that. So I don't have to worry that much. If I eat something that doesn't agree with me, it's over in about 4 hours. So, and then I go, lesson learned. When I eat that, things are going to happen. So there you go. Buying a new mic tomorrow. Hopefully it sounds better. Hey, yeah. Hey, cool. What you getting? I've never heard or seen anything from George Lopez that has made me laugh or even chuckle. Okay, well, there you go. Fluffy. Gabriel Iglesias. I'm not a big fan of him either, but he wasn't always in your face like George Lopez was there for a while. You know, it was just like, okay, I'm sick of seeing George Lopez's head. I'm tired of seeing it. Can we move on from George Lopez, please? Bland diets suck. They do. They do. Luckily, again, I'm on the other side of it, man. You know what I mean? Like I'm still taking medication, and I have to take medication probably for the rest of my life. But what's good is because I also had diverticulitis, so which is what caused the initial issue. Because they had to remove so much of my intestines, I don't have the problem anymore. So, and I haven't had a like an honest to God bad flare up in years now, which is amazing. I do have every now and then I'll have days where, and I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about, where you just wake up and it's like if life had a volume knob, like you go, you know, most days are like maybe 9 or 10, right? Good days. Everything's good. That somebody turned it down to like 6. Like it's not bad, but you're just like, wow, I feel bad. You know? That's how it is sometimes. I have those days. And that's usually, it's weird because that's what my mom went through because she had lupus, another autoimmune disease. So guess what? I probably got it from her. Thanks, Mom. And she lived to be 74. So with like all kinds of, man, she was in and out of the hospital for years. So I'm lucky that it's not as bad as she ever was. So hopefully I get to at least survive that long. You know what I mean? Netflix showcase horrible, but I enjoy fluffy stand-up. Oh. Elgato Wave 3 wired cardioid condenser USB microphone. Okay. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Miss Ralphie May saw him live in Beaumont at a small comedy club. So much fun. Hung out with him a bit after the show. Oh. Yeah, he passed away not too long ago, right? Modern medicine is so rad. Abused but rad. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here if what had happened to me happened, like if you could take me but put me back about 20 years, I'd probably be dead. Man. It's amazing. And it's such a weird thing that my life is, I wouldn't say better because it's, I mean, who knows? But it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot about myself. It taught me a lot about my family. It taught me a lot about my friends. It gave me a new perspective on life. So if you ever wonder why basically the motto of this show is do the thing, it's because do the thing because number one, we put these barriers in front of people, in front of ourselves. I can't do that. I can't do that. That's too much of a risk, blah, blah, blah. There's very few walls in life. Just do the thing. You want to do it? Try it. At least try it. But just do it. Do it. Work toward it. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, it's like all the barriers that I thought were there weren't really there. But it's also do the thing because you don't know how much time you have. I mean, I stared death in the face. And I mean, I was there. I was really close. And like I said, it taught me a lot about myself. Because I mean, I don't like to personify things like that. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, many movies have Seventh Seal, right? Death, right? Sickle, all that stuff. I basically faced that and came away with a new outlook on life. A better one. Like, I realized that the things that I used to get upset about were nothing. That there's and it's weird. It gives you perspective, you know, and it gives you appreciation for what you have instead of worrying about all the things you don't have. It's a weird thing, but anyway. Got my ticket for Mission Impossible on Thursday. Too bad it's not IMAX, but for $5, I'm not complaining, dude. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude. I'm sure you'll post it about it in the Discord, right? By the way, we have a Discord. So yeah, I got the Barrett's esophagus from my mom's side of the family. She has it as well, and IBS as well. Wow, it's all from our moms, huh? Thanks, Mom. Saw George Carlin not too long before he passed away. Wow. My dad said has heart disease and diabetes, so I've always been careful about my weight. Wow. Ayo, what I missed? Ninjinzu? You missed a lot. Okay, so first, no, I'm kidding. There you go. There's the Discord right there. Thank you, Nightbot. That does work, right? Yeah. That both work. There you go. If you want to join the Discord, join the Discord. What else do we have here? Because we've talked about all the things. All the things. Oh yeah, there was a little bit of less Jedi talk. I'm sorry. Now, those of you who are into the animated DC universe might get, I mean, look, there's going to be things where you say, hey, I'm not up for that. But some of you may say, and it's exactly what I did when I saw this. Nathan Fillion, Isabella Merced, and I believe it's Eddie Gathegi. I'm not sure how to say his name. But yeah. Nathan Fillion's playing Guy Gardner, which is one of the Green Lanterns. So, hey, that's pretty cool, right? I'd say that's pretty cool. You can still see Bill Hicks. He's Alex Jones now. No. I mean, they do look similar, but no. I think Bill would have a little more restraint. But yeah. Wasn't he the fall apart guy in the Suicide Squad? He was. But Nathan Fillion also voices the Green Lantern in at least 2 or 3 of the DC animated universe things. I think Nathan Fillion's awesome. This seriously, like you can see, it says 17 minutes ago. That was as of like, I think it was probably around 6 o'clock my time. So like an hour before we started, this was announced. Very, very cool. Very cool. So, hey. So yeah, it's David Cornsweet. I'm gonna have a hard time with that. Detachable Kid. Huh? What? That might be a good guy. Was an asshole in the comic and not the strongest lantern either. Well, I just like Nathan Fillion. So I don't know anything about Guy Gardner at all. And the only one that I really know anything about is Hal Jordan. And it's because that's been the Green Lantern that I've been watching in the animated movies. But hey, she was Dora? Huh. It's pretty cool, man. I look, I'm looking forward to the new DC. I want to see what James Gunn can do. Hey, I know the previous regime has its fans, but man, I'm interested. Idris Elba as Jon Stewart would be a good. Idris Elba is anything. If you haven't realized it by now, I'm a big fan of Idris Elba. I just like the guy. Everything I've seen him in. Now, we're wrapping up here because my voice is starting to go. I can feel it. I feel it starting to go. But, what's up, Rob? Squiggles, welcome. Good to see you. Michael J. White as Green Lantern to me? Oh, I mean, hey, that would be good. Is he a little old now, though? See, that's the thing that you have to think about when you think about casting for a new series or role or IP, any kind of IP. You have to think about longevity. So, would Michael J. White, is he young enough to play multiple parts for that specific role? I don't know. You just watched 3,000 Years of Longing. It's a good. Okay. Interesting. Is it Nathan Fillion 60? Yeah, but is this Green Lantern going to stick around? Don't know. I don't know. Dude, I don't know. I just like Nathan Fillion. So I was like, hey, look at that. And it was, casting news for something pretty high profile, which is Superman Legacy, right? But I did want to point this out once again. Please wish us luck. Thursday night, we're going to screen Adventures in Game Chasing at the Fort Worth Indie Film Showcase. We've already been selected. I want to click on this, and then you can see the nominations. So official selections this is every movie and or short. Okay, there's a bunch of screenplays on, but you can see there's a lot of stuff there. And of course, Adventures in Game Chasing is there. What if you click on that? What does it say? Oh, it just shows that it's showing. So we're going to screen the movies Thursday night. I don't think it's going to be like anything big. It's probably going to be, I think there were only 30 tickets remaining or 30 tickets available in general. So I'm thinking that this is going to be like almost like a conference room. But on Saturday, okay, go ahead, click. I clicked it. It's still going. Best Comedy Feature Film, Adventures in Game Chasing has been nominated. And then, the best of the festival, best overall, Adventures in Game Chasing is listed as a best overall. So not only was it chosen as a best comedy, it was chosen as one of the best overall. I think that's still cool. Even though the Fort Worth Indie Film Showcase isn't exactly Sundance or Cannes or the Atlanta Film Festival, the New York Film Festival, all that stuff, I still think it's cool. Thursday, we're going to screen the movie. Saturday night are the awards. Hopefully we win. I think it'd be cool if we won. And hopefully we can, come away with at least maybe some connections in the industry. Maybe we'll see. We'll see. I don't usually watch things as they are released. All right. I would go, but in New York City, of course. But look, I'm just saying, hey, wish us luck. You never know. We could come away with a win. And if nothing else, it could be one of those things that helps. Maybe you say, hey, we just won a film festival award. Hey, iTunes, get on it. You know what I mean? Something. I don't know. I don't even know what would happen. They'd probably be like, hey, congrats. Thanks. And that could be it. Imagine nominated for Cannes. Would you guys make that trip? I mean, we'd have to. I don't think you not do that. Like, if we had to, freaking chloroform, whatever it is, put Billy to sleep to get him on the plane, I think that's what we'd have to do, right? I mean, if we were nominated for Cannes. Now, here's the thing. We know that it's not exactly, hey, it's not exactly Cannes material. But this is cool. This is cool. To get a little bit of outside, what do you call it? Validation, I guess. I don't know. Could be cool. But anyway, guys, I have to call it. My voice is dying. It's hurting. So, look, I enjoyed this. I hope you guys did too. I love doing this show. You know I do. I do it every week, and I look forward to it. And yeah. Thank you guys for being here. By the way, thank you again for choosing this. Awesome. This one, not so great, but hey, you can't win them all. Just get Billy drunk as a skunk. I mean, we might have to. Outside recognition. That's another good way of saying it. But thank you guys for being here. And again, you can join the Discord if you want. We're always doing stuff over there. But thank you guys. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Okay. You missed most of it. Well, Ricky, it's okay. Great time as always. Hope to make it again next week. GG's. Look, guys, thank you. Squiggles, Pop Hunter, Wraith, Rufus, Ninjinzu, Ted, Ricky, Carbonite. Thank you, guys. Wraith. Love you guys. See you later. Bye. Oh, and Brian Beer. See you, man.